Welcome fans to Tufts University, where we're here at the Ellis Oval for another Tufts University football game. Today the Jumbos face off against the Bates Bobcats. Both teams are entering this game 0-3, and the Jumbos are looking for their first win on this brand new home turf. I'm Sam Brill, and I'm going to be on the play-by-play commentary today, and I'm joined by Jared Cohen on the color commentary. Jared, what does Tufts need to do to try and get this win and take it from the Bobcats?
Now, coming into this game, they're playing the 0-3 Bates Bobcats, and this is a prime opportunity to steal the win. We've seen too often this season that Tufts has gone down early and has been forced to throw the ball from behind for most of the game. A sign of a good winning football team. Get ahead on the ground and pound the ball in the early quarters. If they can get an early advantage there, they won't have to fall back into the trap of trying to pass their way out of a big deficit.
Absolutely, and starting a true freshman quarterback, Michael Berluti, are the Jumbos. Of course, a couple weeks ago, we saw Tyler Johnson here at the Oval do a stellar job running the football. We'll take a quick break for the anthem now. So just before the anthem, we were talking about Tyler Johnson running the football really well. But now let's take it to the defensive side of the ball. What does Tufts need to do on defense to keep their offense in the game?
For Tufts to stay in the game on defense, they're really going to have to stay disciplined and pressure the QB. You look at Bates, their quarterback, Brendan Costa. He's on the smaller side. He's 5'11". You force him to run. You force him out of the pocket. He's going to have to make plays on his own. Pressure him the entire game, and that's a good chance for the Tufts defense to really get him somewhere they're uncomfortable. They don't like running the ball with their running backs, so for them to get the ball out of there, it's going to be very important for the Tufts defense.
And to add to that, the Bates Bobcats have punted the ball 17 times this season, which is an average of more than 5 per game. So if Tufts does a good job pressuring the quarterback and staying disciplined, they should have a good chance at keeping the Bobcats punting. So let's go over to Bates' side. What does Bates really need to do to be competitive and take this one from the Jumbos on their home turf?
So we know Berluti's a freshman. He's only played in one game this season coming off the bench. So for Bates to be successful, they really need to pressure him, put some mental and physical pressure on this freshman quarterback who doesn't have much experience as we get ready for kickoff right here.
And there's Walsh. He boots it pretty long back into the end zone, and Bates will take a knee. They'll have that one at the 25. So on comes this Bates offense, and out comes the Tufts defense. Jumbos affected mostly by injury on the offensive side of the ball, but battling injury today on defense is Brandon Jones. They're one of their best cornerbacks. He's been out on the field since sophomore year. Jones really a leader for this team. What does Bates have to do offensively to take it to the Jumbos?
Bates is really going to have to find success through the air. The Tufts D-line has seen major improvement in recent games, especially coming from some studs on the defensive line, mostly being defensive tackle Edward Uteri and their defensive end Jovan Nadenovic. And those two guys, if they play as strong as they did last week, the run game is just not going to work. So they're going to have to find their way to get the ball to their best receivers on the outside and make some plays down the field.
Absolutely. And Nedovic, one of the better defensive ends in the NESCAC, a D3 All-American, and they run that one immediately. That's Caleb Bolden.
Nice little hole there, but good tackle from the Tufts defense to stop that from being a bigger play.
And tripped up by the Jumbos. That's Bolden on the carry for about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Bobcats. Costa under center, next to him, one back. Man in motion. Takes the snap, but he'll take it himself. Looks like he made the wrong read, though, and Edward Uteri is right there to wrap him up, and that's a tackle for loss for him.
We've seen the Tufts defense go against these read option offenses before, and they have had a good track record against that. They get pressure in the backfield, and they make the quarterback really give the ball to the running back. They're not going to let the quarterback beat them like that.
Right, and a stellar job there done by Uteri, really to penetrate that offensive line, get through and sack, and rather take Costa, the runner, down.
He's really stepped up his game in recent weeks.
Little miscommunication there from the Jumbos. The Bates Bobcats stack 2 on the right side. Jumbos send pressure, and Costa now rolling out to his right, looking to do it with his legs, and he'll get the first down and some more before being taken out of bounds by a swath of Jumbos players led by Matty Drouillard, the outside linebacker.
So the Jumbos brought the blitz there, and they did a good job getting pressure on the quarterback, but nobody set the edge. So when Costa got out of the pocket, there was no one to stop him from getting downfield and getting that first down.
Right, and that's really Nedadovic's job on the right side, but looks like they're sending more than one blocker at him, making it tough. Now Costa back behind center. That's Bolden next to him. He takes the snap, drops back. The long pass wide open over the middle is Derek Marino, who's got it, and ultimately brought down by Jonathan O'Neill of the Jumbos. But a great job by the Bobcats there, finding the open man wide in the middle of the field. That was Derek Marino.
That looked like a blown coverage right there from the Tufts defense. Nobody in the middle of the field to stop Marino from catching that ball. Costa's longest pass of the season up to this point is only 49 yards. The big play has not been a huge part of this Bates offense, and right away on the first drive, we see a big play right there.
Right, and Marino, the 6'3", 205-pound senior from Marblehead, Massachusetts, more like a tight end, so the linebackers really got to sink a little bit more, not leave the middle of the field open. There's Costa. He'll take it with his legs, but wrapped up after a gain of about 2.
Yeah, the Bates receivers on this team, they really have some size. Multiple guys over 6'2", 6'3", over 200 pounds. So they look to get those guys the ball in space, and they're really hard to take down. That could be a key to them going up in this game. The running game with the quarterback right now, still not as consistent as we've seen some other teams, but could look to be a key to this game in the future.
Now Costa under center. Swings it out wide, but that one dropped, and the official calling a incomplete pass. Brandon Jones patting his chest. Looked like the pressure there led to that breakup.
Yeah, he heard footsteps coming when that ball came out.
Absolutely, and Bobcats drop there, puts them at a 3rd and long. Their kicker, of course, Archie Green Jr., one of the NESCAC Special Teams Players of the Week so far. Personnel for the Bobcats, we've got Costa, Marino out on the left. Next to him, looks like Bryant. Coming through the middle. Costa takes it, rolls out left, puts up a pass for Marino, but defended well by Jason Nadancy. And no catch there for the Bobcats. Looks like the kicking unit will come on at 4th and 9 on the Jumbo 15. And out they come.
In previous weeks, we've seen the Tufts defense beat by some of those corner routes with a bootleg at the quarterback rolling out in the red zone. But right there, the defense holds strong. No chance of a completion on that play. Good step up from the Tufts defense. We'll see if the Bates special teams unit can convert this field goal.
Instead of Green, it'll be Simon Redfern for the kick. Redfern, that one up. Looks like somebody may have gotten a hand on it, but that's well short of the field goal. And the Jumbos special teams unit give a little celebration, and the Jumbos will take over on their own 20.
That's a good recovery from the Tufts defense after the big play to Marino. That blown coverage looked like it might lead to an early deficit for the Jumbos, but they hold strong. Field goal's no good, and we're going 0-0, Jumbos possession.
Looks like a little miscommunication there between Redfern and the holder, but the Jumbos will take over, and it will be Michael Berluti back behind center. Tyler Johnson set out to his right. Just a 3-minute drive there from the Bobcats, and Johnson takes the opening carry, gets through his offensive lineman. Looked like Sapalia and Swift for a gain of 2.
As we said, we'll look to see if they establish the run early. Looks like they're getting in some hurry-up offense here, getting up on the line quickly, and if they can establish some tempo, that could also be a key to this game.
Absolutely, and Tyler Johnson's been huge. Berluti hands it off, but Johnson unable to make something out of nothing. No holes there, so it'll be 3rd and long for the Jumbos. They're on their own 23.
And we saw this type of possession a couple weeks ago very similarly. The inability to get chunk plays on the ground at the start of the drive led to 3rd and long passing situations and miscommunications through the air. We'll see if they can overcome that with Berluti at quarterback this week.
Berluti checks down to Billy Dunn. Billy Dunn on the drag route, but that one taken down and read well by the Bobcats. It'll be 4th and about 3 for the Jumbos. They certainly are short.
Looks like they might go for it.
Rather, they give the Jumbos the first down. And well done by Billy Dunn fighting for those ugly yards. They'll move the chains and set up another first for the Jumbos. 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. Michael Berluti set behind center, and the Jumbos are running a quad formation over there on the right.
Interesting
Berluti
formation.
Out wide to Johnson. Johnson trying to make something on the screenplay, but the Bobcats read it well, and they take him down.
Some short passes for Berluti so far. Of course, being the freshman that he is, they did let him throw the ball 40 times off the bench last week, so they're not afraid to air it out, but we'll see if they stick to this more conservative approach to begin the game.
Right, and the Jumbos have had a tough time so far running the ball. Tyler Johnson not able to make much out of nothing. Blair Horning, the center, pointing, trying to give Berluti some help. Berluti takes a snap, finds his man on the curl. That's Phil Lutz, but Lutz unable to make that first down. He gets about 3. It'll be 3rd and about 7.
We've seen a lot of quick one-read throws, get the ball out of Berluti's hands and let the receivers make plays. Unfortunately, these are not plays that usually pick up huge chunks of yardage.
Now Berluti fakes to Johnson. He's going to do it with his legs now, and he'll take that first down. Nicely done by Berluti, but looks like the ball may have come out. We'll see if the officials call that one dead, and we have an injured Bobcat defender down. Looks like Spencer Adams, the senior. He's really hurting there.
Never like to see that.
And the athletic trainer is quick to come out. Looks like the officials will blow that play. Will call it a turnover. So after Berluti did it with his legs on that 3rd down play, the Jumbo offense will get off the field. Spencer Adams, the middle linebacker for the Bobcats, still down for the Jumbos. And early in this game, a senior leader like that, this one's got to hurt for the Bobcats.
It really does. Early, it's on a play that has a positive outcome for the Bobcats. They do lose an important player. That's really not good for them right there. We saw in that play Berluti manipulated the pocket well. He saw the pressure. He stepped up. He found room to run, and he got the first down, but diving for the first down is always risky, and we saw in that play he did fumble, and it's a turnover. Looks like he's able to walk off under his own accord. We always like to see that. And now it's up to the Tufts defense to make another stand back in their own territory.
And the Bobcats offense trots back onto the field. 9:31 left to go, so the Jumbos looked like they were chunking some plays together, taking some time off the clock. But just a 2.5-minute possession leaves the Bobcats with the ball. So that next to him, that's Bolden. Costa behind center. Takes it, hands it off to Bolden. No hole there, wrapped up, and the pile continues to move, but the play is whistled dead after a gain of about 2.
The Tufts defensive line has been consistently strong. We'd like to see that going forward. That's going to be a key, making Costa make plays down the field. He made one, but it didn't lead to a touchdown. He's going to have to make more if they're going to take the lead here.
Second down now here for the Bobcats. Costa behind center once again. One man in motion. They fake to him. 2 jumbos coming. And they get it out to Bolden. 2 missed tackles. They finally wrap Bolden up after a gain of 12 and a first down for the Bobcats.
See those free rushers come at the quarterback, but the tight end, or wide receiver, leaks free, and that's an easy completion right there with no one to cover him, and with him getting momentum downfield, he's hard to bring down. 2 missed tackles in that play lead to a first down. He was looking to land a big hit, but he glanced right off him, and that gave him room to run for a first down for Bates.
And the Bobcats set up that screenplay really well, swinging that guy out wide. That was Bolden on the catch.
Seen Bates utilize some pre-play motion on a lot of these on these throws. Not here.
Here's Costa. He hands it off. That's Chris Capo.
Bates has several running backs that they like to bring in and out and use all equally. We see the Jumbos run with Tyler Johnson a lot in the absence of Padrini, the senior running back, but we see Bates really mixed up their quarterback runs. All 4 of their running backs really get involved, so it's hard to tell what they're going to do in any given play.
Now Costa back behind center again. That's Derek Marino out wide. Costa's got it. Swings it out wide to Bryant. Bryant still running, picking up some yards. We'll see how many he picks up where the officials spot the ball. They spot him at about the 20. They give him the first down.
Strong blocking downfield from the Bates receivers on the Tufts defensive backs. That's always a sign of a well-disciplined team when your wideouts can really put on strong blocks without fouling the defensive backs.
Now Bates, 1st and 10 in the red zone on the 20. There's Costa to his right. That's Capo. Costa rolls out right, looking for his man, takes a shot to the end zone, and the Jumbos look back for the ball. That's why there's no flag.
That's good disciplined defense right there. You see the receiver wasn't really sure where the ball was either, but because the defensive back turned his head back towards the ball, there's no call for pass interference on that, even as the receiver tried to go over the top of the defensive back on that play.
And a good job by Jonathan O'Neill turning that head, looking up for the ball. It'll be 2nd and 10 now on the 20.
Costa steps back to throw. Looking deep to the end zone. That's caught, and it's going to be a Bates touchdown.
That one completed to Sean Bryant, the senior receiver, 6'3", 200 pounds, and a great read by Brendan Costa to find him wide over the middle. We've got a replay for you right here.
You see Costa right here. He's looking end zone the whole time. That's a bullet of a pass right on the money, and that is a touchdown right there. Ball got over the plane. Looks like he let go of it, but as soon as that ball touches the plane, it is a touchdown. That's a great throw from Costa right there.
And really nothing that Jonathan O'Neill could do, as this one's up for Redfern and no good. Redfern having a tough go with it today, and Redfern gets hit after the play, but no flag. So only 6 on the board on the touchdown for the Bobcats. The Jumbo offense will come back out, led by Berluti, who fumbled on the last possession.
Berluti on the first possession looked good. A lot of short passes. They're going to probably try to continue that. And he looked good on the ground before he fumbled. He's shifty. He's hard to break down, and he has a good view of where to run on the field. He's just going to need to be better with controlling the ball. This Tufts offense, we know they can score. We know they can get down that field. Unfortunate that they're down 6-0, but they know they're in a position where they can tie it up or even take the lead on this possession after that missed extra point.
So now the Bates special teams unit will come out. Jumbos have a new returner today. That'll be Andre Smith, filling in for the injured John Andre.
And we saw Smith mostly at running back in previous games, and he's dynamic at that position. A freshman getting playing time. We know what he can do with the ball. Andre is usually their consistent kick and punt returner, but with him being out, we'll see if Smith can step up.
And 2 years ago, we saw a freshman returner for the Jumbos take back an 100-yard return. That freshman, now Tyler Johnson, so we'll see if Andre Smith can follow in his footsteps. The low kick taken by Smith, and Smith taken down with a rough tackle.
That was a big hit right there from the Bates defense. Looks like
George Hawkins III. Now the Jumbos will have it at about on their own 24. Michael Berluti looking to get something going for the Jumbos. Tyler Johnson to his right. Billy Dunn out wide with Jackson Butler. New slot receiver as O.J. Armstrong is out today.
Looked like a flinch from the defense right there, but didn't break the plane.
And Johnson gets through. Looks like a gain of about 3. Jumbos going to their hurry up. Dunn set out wide again with Butler. Looks like Lutz. Berluti, Johnson to his right. Berluti takes the snap. Gets it out wide to Lutz. Lutz still on his feet and finally brought down. They'll mark him down at the Jumbo 27.
Continuing to see a lot of these quick passes and then getting in the hurry up. Unfortunately, no blocking on that screen pass right there. So really all on the receiver to make a move. He made an attempt, but with no blocking, hard to get downfield, and now a third down for this Jumbo's offense.
So Jumbo's going with a lot of quick passing so far.
Making sure Berluti's comfortable early in this game, getting the ball out quick.
Now Berluti, Johnson to his left. Gets it out wide to Johnson, but Johnson wasn't looking for it. Berluti and Johnson not on the same page, and the punting unit will come on for the Jumbos in this 4th and 6.
The offensive line held strong in that play. They were giving Berluti a good pocket, but some miscommunication with Andre Smith was on that play, and an incompletion forcing a punt. So that's not what you like to see there from the Tufts offense. The quick passing game is just not getting it done right now. We'll see if they open up the playbook going forward and try to get the ball downfield.
Back now is Patrick Walsh for the Jumbos. Bobcats lead by 6. Walsh boots it. The wobbly punt takes a Jumbo bounce. Still rolling. Jack Racine finally picks it up at the Bates 20, and a great punt from Patrick Walsh flips the field for the Jumbos and sets the Bobcats back at their own 20. It'll be Brendan Costa, the quarterback and leader for the Bobcats, looking to get something done, put some more points on the board.
They really needed that. That was a great punt from Walsh there. The kicker and the punter does a great job on both positions. Right now, the Tufts defense is really looking for a stop. Bates is going to have to go the whole length of the field here to score, and if they want the ball back to try to even it up before the end of the quarter, they want a quick stop on this possession.
Costa takes the snap, looks out wide, that's Bolden, and wrapped up by the Jumbos, that's Shane Reiner.
That's a great tackle right there from Reiner. Makes a play on that ball. He cuts off the defender, the receiver before he can get to the sideline. Great tackle on the legs. That's exactly what the Tufts defense needed on first down. Make him throw the ball down the field.
Great fundamentals by Reiner to bring him down. Just a 1-yard gain for the Bobcats after that long play. There's Costa. He'll hand it off to Bolden. Bolden trying to take it to the outside, but too many Jumbos in the backfield. That'll be a loss of about 4 yards. Jumbos, a team tackle there, really bringing him down.
Right there, the Tufts defense really set the edge. They got to the sideline before the running back could get there, and they stopped him from getting anything. That's a loss of yards right there, bringing up a third down. We've seen Costa have some success through the air on the touchdown pass and the blown coverage early in the game, but right now it's a big play for the Tufts defense to get a stop and get the ball back for their offense.
Now Costa back behind his offensive line. One running back to his right. Derek Marino set out wide. And he'll take it himself. A quarterback design run still going. And he's taken down. Looks like he'll be about 1 yard short. Good Good dual threat quarterback Brennan Costa trying to do it with his legs on that designed run. It'll be 4th and 1. We'll see if the Bobcats decide to go for it.
We saw in that play Marino, 84, massive target on the outside. We're going to hitch route. Drew the defense off as the quarterback ran on a draw. It looked like a pass play, but when he runs up there, he can really make a move on his own. He's small and he's shifty, but now it looks like the punting team is coming out on the field, so they will not go for it on 4th down.
And out comes Archie Green Jr. He sets back. Number 35 for the Bobcats takes the snap. Off his right foot, the long punt. Back to receive for them is Lutz. He'll let it roll, takes a Bobcats roll, and flips the field once again. So the Jumbos will start this next drive on their own 22 with 3:19 left to go in the first quarter. Jared, what do the Jumbos have to do on this possession to put some points on the board?
You would like to see two things on this possession. You want to see them finally get some success on the ground. Up to this point, it's really been shut down. Tyler Johnson hasn't had much running room. If they can get 1 or 2 chunk plays on the ground, that will open up the big play offense through the air. We've only seen Berluti really throw it short so far, and it hasn't been working. For that long pass game to start being effective against the Bates defense, they're going to need to be successful on the ground, as we said at the start of the game.
And it looks like Tyler Johnson will start this drive on the bench. Andre Smith next to Berluti, who takes the snap. Hands it off to Smith, who makes one man miss, still churning for yards. Looks like he'll get about 3. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Jumbos. You like to see them come out on the ground on that first play.
And they're going with some trickery on every play. They want to throw the defense off. Is it a run? Is it a pass? The screen game really works in their favor because it's like an RPO even if it's not. It's a fake handoff to a run or it's a fake screen to a run. So either one works right there.
And Smith brought down in the backfield by a bunch of Bates defenders.
We've talked a lot about the Tufts defensive line, but the Bates defensive line in this game has done a really good job against the run. They're not pressuring Berluti too much when he passes because the pass game has mostly been quick one-read throws, but the run game, they've really put pressure on the running backs, and they're forcing Tufts into these 3rd and long situations.
So if we take a look at the personnel here for the Jumbos, they have Josh Merriweather, the bigger tight end in the game. Looks like there was a flag on the play, though, and a face mask will give the Jumbos some yards. Coach Jay Savetti accepting the personal foul. The Jumbos will have a free 1st down here.
Now you got to capitalize off that. Face mask penalty, that's a big 15 yards. It's a personal foul. Move them up the field for the first time really in this game. See if they can take advantage of that. I'd love to see them get Merriweather the ball. He's a huge target. Look at him on the offensive line, number 87. He's 250 pounds, and when the ball in space, he's really hard to bring down.
Berluti gets it to Smith, who's looking to break it to the outside.
The Bates defense is just swarming the run right now. Really hard to find any room. Smith is fighting his hardest. He's shifty, but not much to gain on that play.
My apologies. That was Johnson on that play, who comes out, and Smith back in. Coming in for the Jumbos. Some swaps on the offensive line.
And we see Merriweather right now really operating as another offensive lineman. He's so big, they can move him, they can pull him, and he's such a massive tight end. He can operate as that type of offensive lineman or roll out and catch a pass from Berluti.
Now Berluti keeps it himself, but off the hands of the Jumbos. That's Jackson Butler, and a tough drop there for Tufts as Berluti still trying to get comfortable in this one. They finally let him throw it downfield a little bit, and a drop.
First real play-action pass down the field. The defense was clearly looking to run. They did not think that was going to be a pass. That's a well-designed play. The ball was a little behind Butler. You would still like to see him make that catch, hit him in the hands. But as we see there, Berluti can deliver the ball down the field. They just need to consistently call up plays like that when they know the defense will be caught off guard. A little confusion on the field right now.
I believe it should be 2nd down, not 3rd down. Rather 3rd down. Still some confusion, some personnel swaps. 66 runs off for the Jumbos. Third down for Tufts. Berluti set back. Andre Smith to his right. Berluti takes the snap. Looking downfield. Has his man. That's Butler, previously dropped but reels that one in and has some nice toe tap on the side. The Jumbos, with 1:40 left to go in this first quarter, finally getting something going on offense, and Jaden Richardson, the receiver, checks in.
The ball went right back to Butler even after that drop, and he made a great catch on the sideline. The key to that play was Andre Smith containing the defensive end by himself as a running back, giving Berluti just enough time to make that throw.
Now Berluti hands it off to Smith. Breaks through one tackle, still keeps those legs moving, and has a gain of about 4 on first down. So 1:12 left to go in this first quarter. Jumbos still going with the hurry-up offense. Jaden Richardson comes out, and back in is Jackson Butler.
That's the type of play we were looking for. 6 yards on the ground on first down. Sets up a second and short.
Berluti takes the snap, gives it off to Smith. The hot hand. Cuts it to the outside, still on his feet. Looks like a gain of about 7 and a first down. Josh Merriweather getting fired up. That was his block that secured the outside for Smith.
That's 2 runs in a row that are a good play for the Tufts offense, really getting chunk plays as we said on the ground, and back in the hurry-up offense is really working right now, getting the defense off guard.
Berluti gives it to Johnson. Johnson breaks through one guy, but brought down by the Bobcats. That's Tony Hooks Jr., the junior from New Rochelle, New York. Michael Berluti now getting the play from his sideline. 20 seconds left in the quarter.
Merriweather coming off the field. And we'll see right here if they're looking to get another play off before the end of the quarter as the clock winds down. Only 5 seconds left. Looks like they might not get it off.
And Padrini still giving some signals, but looks like that'll be the end of the first quarter. And that's what the official says. And we've got a little commercial for you here.
Today, the Tufts Jumbos are partnering with the Helinski's Hope Foundation. Helinski's Hope Foundation, founded by Mark and Kim Helinski to honor the legacy of their son Tyler, recently announced that the Tufts University Jumbos will be participating in the 2nd annual College Football Mental Health Week. In today's game against Bates College, the Jumbos will focus on mental health initiatives which will honor Tyler, those lost, and those suffering. Tufts joins more than 50 colleges and universities nationwide participating in Mental Health Week. Jumbo freshman wide receiver John Helinski is a nephew of Mark and Kim. The Jumbos are showcasing a lime green ribbon on all players' helmets with a 3 in the middle to honor Tyler Helinski and remember those lost and those suffering in silence. The team will also encourage students, parents, alumni, and fans to participate in showing solidarity, eliminating stigma around mental health by holding 3 fingers in the sky during the first play of the third quarter.
And really a great cause that the Jumbos are playing for today. Again, John Helinski, the freshman, coming in immediately, making an impact, making sure that these guys can spread awareness for his cousin. A really heartbreaking story there, but incredible that the Jumbos are doing their best on the field and off the field to give back.
It really is. Props to this Jumbos team. And
now Berluti set back for the Jumbos.
As we are at the start of the second quarter.
And one man in motion, that's Lutz. Berluti drops back, looks deep, that's Lutz. Just out of his reach, though, covered well by the Bobcats, made that catch difficult. That was Anthony Costa giving chase.
That's a tough throw to make. You really got to drop that one in the bucket right on the sideline. Not a lot of room to make that throw. A good attempt right there, just out of reach. But now we're seeing, as we said, they're opening up this offense a little more. More passes down the field come when you're able to get chunk plays on the ground like they did at the end of the first quarter.
Here's Berluti. Set back for the Jumbos. Tyler Johnson to his left. Swings it out wide to Johnson, who makes one man miss, gets to the edge, and Johnson still going. Great job by Tyler Johnson there to make one man miss and really secure that edge, give the Jumbos a first down, doing everything he could in open space.
Sometimes the simplest play is the most successful play. That's just an easy swing pass to the running back in space. There's no defender up on him, and he's able to have free room down the field to get down the sideline and get a first down in the red zone.
Right, and you practice that every week, the Oklahoma drill, doing the one-on-ones, and Tyler Johnson just able to win that one-on-one. Now Berluti hands it off to Smith, who's wrapped up. First guy there for the Bobcats. So it was Spencer Adams. Well done by the Bobcats covering that run. Just a gain of 2 for Andre Smith.
And we're seeing some substitutions on the Bates defense. Finn Dunny coming in, gained a massive defensive tackle, maybe to try to continue to stop the run.
Berluti fakes to Smith. Campo and him not on the same page. That one hits him in the back.
Looks like Campo wanted that on the outside shoulder, breaking out. But Berluti threw that early, and he was never looking for the ball. Miscommunication with his quarterback right there, and he's looking to mediate that after the play.
Now 3rd and long. Merriweather comes out for the Jumbos. Coming in for them will be Phil Lutz.
So on 3rd down right here in the red zone, might be looking for a shot towards the end zone in a 6-0 ball game.
Johnson in motion out to the right. Berluti looked for his man, Jackson Butler, but that one swatted down at the defensive line, and the Jumbo kicking unit will come on. This Jumbo kicking unit has struggled mightily so far in this season.
They have, and they're really going to need to look to get points on the board right here. That pass right there was an open man, but when you have a smaller quarterback, getting the ball over the line can be a struggle. It was batted down despite the open receiver, and now it's really on the special teams unit to get the Jumbos back in this game.
Now Patrick Walsh on for the Jumbos. Held, and Walsh, that's up and good.
Might have been an offsides right there.
A flag, though, from the officials. We'll see what Coach Savetti decides to do. If that's an offsides, it'll be 4th and 3 in the case of an offsides. Looks like Savetti will just decline that penalty, though.
Strong kick right there.
And we'll see what the official has to say. It is offsides. That penalty is declined, and Savetti will take the 3 points. Jumbos trail 6-3, 13:46 left to go in this first half.
Strong kick from Walsh, no doubt about that one. 4th and 8 with a 5-yard penalty to 4th and 3. When you make that field goal, there's really no question about that. You're going to take the points. No need to risk it. The Tufts Jumbos do have points on the board now. It's a 6-3 game. If they can make another stop here, they do get the ball after halftime. So getting some points on the board, maybe getting some more double dipping at the end of the half could be in the cards. But they do need to hold strong on defense like they did in their previous possession and get the ball back for Berluti to go to work.
And the Jumbos brought some taller speed in the game with Cade Moore going to him instead of Josh Merriweather, who caught that incredible one-handed touchdown in the last game at the Oval. So now Walsh on to kick for the Jumbos.
He's really held down their special teams unit so far. Punting, kicking, kickoffs. He's done it all, and he's doing a great job.
Walsh boots this one. That's up, not back into the end zone, though, so the Bobcats will have a chance to return it. Still going. That's Jackson Hayes for the Bobcats. So the Bobcats now coming back on. It'll be Brendan Costa leading them once again.
He's been strong when given the chance to throw the ball today. We haven't seen it a lot this season. He does have more interceptions and touchdowns, but we've seen him make plays through the air, and they'll continue to try to look at that and target some of those big-bodied receivers on the outside.
And Garrett Evans, the running back to his right. Costa sends one man in motion, fakes, and splits it out wide to Jackson Hayes, who makes one man miss, tries to secure that edge, and a gain of about 5 before going out of bounds. Bates offense on the move immediately upon getting the ball back.
Bates loves those motion plays. It gives a couple options for the quarterback. It creates some confusion for the defense, and it gives them a little check down on that play. He looked upfield. He looked for a bigger read. There was nothing open, and so he checked it down to the receiver in motion, and that's easy yards for the Bates offense.
Now Costa set back. That's Hayes in motion. They give it to Hayes. And
Big
brought down by the Jumbos. Looks like Spencer Allagood in on that tackle. And Allagood's been great for the Jumbos all season.
He really has, and you can see right there. That is a big hit. Stopped the running back where he stood. Took him to the ground. Allagood's going to be a key part of this defense if they're going to stop the run game and the pass game of the Bates offense.
Now Bates looking for their play. It'll be 3rd and 3. The Jumbos still haven't had much pressure on quarterback Brendan Costa. So look for you, Terry, trying to break through that line, and Jovan Nenadovic on the right to get to Costa's blind side.
And Chris Costa, receiver 83, also in the game on this play.
That play looks like it's whistled dead. A timeout from the Bobcats. 12:23 left to go here in this first half. What do the Bobcats have to do on this crucial third down play?
It's been a low-scoring game so far, and with 12:23, obviously you're always looking to convert, but right here it's a crucial third down. If they can get the conversion here, they can really run some clock before the end of the half. Probably looking through the air, the running game on the ground hasn't gotten much done. A short, quick pass, get the ball out for some easy yards, and the first down is most likely what the Bates offense is looking for. But you never know. On a third down, you could look to fool the defense, take a shot down the field. We've seen some blown coverages. We've seen some great throws from Costa. They could really mix it up here. But we do know they really need to convert if they want to run the clock down and add on to their three-point lead with 12:23 left in the first half.
Now let's get some personnel for the Bobcats. It's Jackson Hayes out there with Derek Marino set out wide. Costa behind center. Next to him looks like that's Evans. Costa takes the snap, looking for something. He's going to do it with his legs, and he gets the first down and more. Bunch of Jumbos missing tackles, but finally wrapping him up is Jason Nadancy.
Didn't look like a designed run, but we know on any play Costa can take off. On a 3rd and short, you get those receivers downfield. Their defensive backs have their back turned to the quarterback, and it's an easy run for the quarterback to just go right up the middle with no one there to stop him.
And a broken play set up by the excellent Jumbo secondary, but Brendan Costa doing it with his legs, picks up the first down. He's got 1st and 10 on his own 47. Costa takes the snap, set back to throw, rolls out right, and the Jumbo's missing a tackle. That's Uteri.
Wow.
Finally dunks it out to his man for a gain of about 20.
That was Steven Garrett, the tight end on Bates. A beautiful play from Costa. Faked out the defender who had him dead to rights, made him jump for the ball, and then rolling out to the left, getting that ball perfectly placed down the sideline. That's not an easy play, and that's a huge chunk for the Bates offense, targeting the tight end. 1st
and 10 on the Jumbo 30. Just over 11 and a half minutes left to go here. Brendan Costa. It looks like Capo to his right. He'll fake to Capo. He's going to do it with his legs with a couple Jumbos in the backfield. And he's got plenty of green in front of him. Jumbo's missing another tackle. And there's Brendan Costa in for the touchdown. That's a very impressive play for Costa right there. So much room to run on the left side. Looked like he might have been brought down short, but he makes multiple defenders miss as he waltzes into the end zone. A 12-3 lead for Bates right now is not what we expected. You look right here on the replay, Costa takes a step back, and there's no one in front of him. As soon as he breaks forward, he has room to run and has to make one man miss on the way to the end zone, and that's just too easy for Costa to waltz in there. The entire left side of the field was left open by the Tufts defense as soon as the pressure came. And the Jumbo's really looking silly. On for the kick, that one up and good from Simon Redfern, the senior place kicker for the Bobcats. Jumbo's looking silly on defense. All good in the backfield. Jumbo's doing a poor job keeping contained and allowing Costa to waltz right in. And really, this Bates offense has not been successful in previous games, and Costa on the ground hasn't been particularly efficient either, recording yards per carry of under 4 yards. And he's been running all over them on these previous possessions. Really not a great look for the Tufts defense, and the Tufts offense is really going to have to step up if they don't want this game to get out of hand against an opponent they really do think they can beat. And the Jumbos have had the Jumbo crowd, rather, has had the life sucked out of them by that run from Costa. Costa's been doing it all for the Bobcats in this one. He's 7 for 10 with 110 passing yards, a passing touchdown, now 6 for 68 with a rushing touchdown as well. And keep in mind, he came into this game averaging only 2.2 yards on the ground. That's not a great, really even a decent average, and he's coming into here and running all over the Tufts defense. That's really not what we like to see, and it's the opposite of what we saw in weeks past where they successfully contained rushing quarterbacks. That one back for Andre Smith, who drops the ball, picks it up. A lot of Bobcats in the backfield, but Smith getting around him, has one man to beat. He's got a lot of green in front of him. And what looked like A rough pickup ends up turning into a pretty good return for the Jumbos. They're out to the 47.
Reminds you of that famous Deshaun Jackson punt return. You drop the ball, but when you look up, you have the whole field in front of you, and you're able to see where the weak spots in the oncoming defense are. He saw the left side of the field was open. There was no one to beat him to the sideline. That's a huge return off what looked like a broken play.
And the speedy freshman running back able to contain that outside, cuts it right out there, and only had a couple of guys to beat, but ultimately brought down at their own 47. Michael Berluti now on for the Jumbos. He's 6 of 11 for 36 passing yards today. We'll see if he can get something going here. First play, hands off to Johnson. Johnson cuts through that line, but brought down.
Looking to go hurry up yet again. This is what's been working for them so far. They only have 3 points, but they managed to get some drives going before they stalled out. With good field position here, they need to convert.
And a windy day here in Medford may be why the Jumbos haven't been aired out, but Berluti takes the snap, hands off to Johnson once again, who's tripped up after a gain of about 2.
Sets up a 3rd and 5. A lot of things you could do right here, most likely looking through the air. Merriweather coming back on the field. We know he can serve as a pass catcher or a blocker. Really increases the versatility of this Tufts offense.
Billy Dunn also on for the Jumbos. He's got a couple of touchdowns on the season. Jackson Butler set out wide as well. Berluti behind center on this windy Medford day. He takes the snap, checks it off to his man over the middle. That's Phil Lutz on the drag route. And looks like the Jumbos will be well short of a first down. And the punting unit will come on for the Jumbos in Bates territory. They're on the Bobcat 48 with 9:30 left to go in this first half.
Obviously not what you were looking for on that 3rd down. A short, quick pass, which we've seen a lot of, and it's just not enough to get a first down.
Now Walsh set back for the Jumbos. Walsh. The high punt, not a ton of yardage on it. Looking to clear guys out. Takes a little bit of a jumbo bounce. But a punt of only 25 yards.
He was looking to get that one as high in the air as possible, prevent it from going to the end zone, but unfortunately didn't really get enough on it. And that one is not going to be fantastic field position for the Jumbos defense past the 25-yard line, or excuse me, past the 20-yard line around the 23.
Now the Bobcats offense marching back onto the field. Haven't been extremely efficient earlier in the season, but coming out and bringing it to the Jumbos. Brendan Costa, 68 yards on the ground, 110 in the air.
Can the Tufts defense make adjustments here? That's what we'll like to see.
Costa takes the snap, gets it out wide. Big receiver out there. Not sure who it is.
Alexander Suni listed in our book. Yes, the tight end, Alexander Suni. He's 6'3", 215. A big body. A lot of these receivers and tight ends on the Bates offense are big. Get them the ball, and they can really run you over. Look to see if they continue to look for that throughout this game.
Now Costa, one running back to his left. He's set back, and Brendan Jones looking to make a play, but that caught by Jackson Hayes. He drops the ball right on the Jumbo 25 after an incredible catch. Jones not quick enough to catch up.
Sorry, excuse me. That was Oliveri on the catch. And deep down the field, we see on the replay right here, beats the man deep. He sees that immediately and lets it fly. He has a step on the defender, gets that out of there, and there's nothing you can do about that. Huge play, and I think the longest pass of the season for Brendan Costa.
Now Costa back behind center as that pass flips the field. Costa hands it off to Bolden, but Bolden wrapped up by some Tufts defenders after a gain of 2. 7:45 left to go in this first half. The Bates Bobcats lead 13-3. Now Brendan Costa looking to get something done, maybe take a little pressure off Redfern.
Excuse us, that pass was 53 yards, and that was to Brandon Jones. 53 yards being the longest pass of the season for Brendan Costa. Again, big plays being the Tufts defense, even when we did not think that would be a threat going into this game.
Costa now looking for a man on the broken play, looking to do it with his feet now. Still looking for someone, just throws it out the back of the end zone, and flags everywhere. There's 3 of them from the officials, all looking around that offensive line area. We could see a hold of some sort. We'll see what they end up calling here. Officials having a bit of a conference. Finally turn around to the Jumbos. Looks like an ineligible man downfield, and the Jumbos will accept that penalty.
Ineligible receiver downfield. The offense, 6. The 5-yard penalty. Keep second down.
Even on a play that ended in a flag right there, look at the way Costa keeps his eyes up the field, even when rolling out of the pocket. He is constantly looking to make a play, and that's what served him well so far during this game. Even when he's moving up and down, he always is looking upfield for his receivers, keeps the defense off guard, and that's been a huge part of their success today.
Now 2nd and 13 for the Jumbos. We'll see if this little extra yardage gives the defense some space to operate. The Jumbo crowd making it loud, trying to make the communication difficult there for Costa, who takes the snap, hands it off to his man on the outside. That's Garrett Evans, and brought down by the Jumbos, combination of Tyler Roach and Nenadovic.
Strong tackle from Roach there. Really could have been a bigger play, but he makes a strong tackle low on the legs, brings him down.
And on 3rd down, the Bobcats will have about 10 yards to go on the Jumbo 23. We'll see if the Bobcats can get something going. 3rd and long here, almost into the red zone. Costa behind center, Bolden to his right. Couple of offensive linemen shifting.
Interesting play design right here.
Bolden out wide. Costa now looking downfield, looks for Marino, and Marino open, but off his hands and dropped in the end zone. Marino pounds the turf, very disappointed in himself. Had a wide open look and a great ball from Costa, trying to put the Bobcats out in front by more. Out comes this kicking unit now.
That was great play design right there from the Bates offense, moving the offensive linemen, really created some confusion, and a wide open corner route from Derek Marino, the big-bodied receiver right there. Hit him in the hands in the corner of the end zone, and he couldn't convert. Great ball right there.
Now Simon Redfern on for the Bobcats. Redfern has been great this season. I believe his long is a 40-yarder. This is just about what that will be. And Racine gets through and blocks it. A great block by Jack Racine. Gives the Jumbos the ball back. Jack Racine shot right through that right side. Threw his arms out wide like a Superman dive and gets a hand on that.
The Tufts defense getting some energy in this game. You see them on the sideline. They're getting into this, and that's a huge play. The 52-yard pass to Christian Oliverius for nothing. The huge chunk play leads to no points for the Bates Bobcats, and now we will finally see, with 6 minutes and 12 seconds left in the half, can the Tufts offense get something going? Their defense has been trying and trying, giving them opportunities, but the short passing game has not led to success down the field. Can that change on this possession?
And Jack Racine has been a star for the Jumbos all season on special teams.
Here's the replay of that block. You see,
and you'll see Racine cut into your screen. There he is. Jumps out wide and gets a hand on it.
That's an unbelievable play.
Now you've got a play. Looks like a Jumbo offensive lineman down, but on the run. That's Tyler Johnson. Berluti set back for the Jumbos, but back to Racine. He's been great for the Jumbos all season so far. The 6'1" junior from Oradell, New Jersey, really doing it all on special teams. Now Berluti back for Tufts. To his right, that's Johnson. Out wide is Billy Dunn. Berluti takes the snap, looking for Dunn, and that's out. He catches it, trying to make a move on his receiver, on his defender rather, and looks like Dunn will pick up that first down.
Looks like a similar play to one they ran in the red zone earlier, but on the previous play, Dunn was unable to get his head around. Some miscommunication. There, they do complete that pass. Easy pitch and catch to gain some yards.
Now Berluti back for the Jumbos. Looks out wide for Paul Campo. Finds Campo, and Campo reels it in.
As we said, sometimes simple plays are the easiest. Back-to-back plays with a simple out route to the receiver. You get that ball, it's all about timing. You get that ball out on time to the sideline. There is nothing a defender can do about that.
And Merriweather comes out. Some new personnel for Tufts.
Lutz and Campo on split out wide. They motion to the right side.
Berluti looking for the play from his coach. Takes the snap, fakes to Johnson, drops back, some pressure. Berluti looking to make something happen, and he does. Finds his man, that's Phil Lutz for the first down and a gain of about 15. Really great job by Michael Berluti there.
Just as I complimented Costa on previous plays, I'm going to do it for Berluti. He kept his eyes upfield. 2 rushers coming into his face. Not an easy play to make, but he keeps his eyes up the field. There's going to be someone open when they send pressure like that, and he found him on the sideline for another completion. That's 3 in a row, some momentum here for the Tufts Jumbos.
And he felt that pressure on his blind side, continued to roll out, had Johnson the check down, but as you said, kept his eyes upfield and found Phil Lutz along that sideline. A man who he has trusted and trusted mightily today. Phil Lutz, 4 catches in this game. It says 13 yards. After that 11-yard catch by Lutz, it extends the Jumbos' drive. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Bobcat 47 as the Jumbos look to really get this one back within 1 possession.
And that throw right there was a sign of a maturing quarterback. As you said, the check down was there, but he ignored it with pressure in his face, knowing he could get more yards further down the field. The more the Tufts Jumbos can have plays like that, the more they are likely to get back into this game before the end of the half.
Now Paul Campo back in for the Jumbos. Berluti, Billy Dunn.
Motion.
And Cade Moore. Berluti set back, looking downfield, airs it out to Dunn, but that one well out of reach and out of bounds.
Nice to see them take a shot downfield, looking for the back shoulder catch right there to Billy Dunn. All he's got to do, if he puts that ball on the sideline, the receiver turns his back shoulder, looks back toward the ball, and stops short, catching it on the sideline. But that ball was just too out of reach. Again, though, we're seeing some more confidence from Berluti to let it rip. That's a good sign for this offense going forward.
And Tanner Gordon, the running back for the Jumbos, next to Berluti, who takes the snap, hands it off to Gordon. Gordon makes one man miss, still going, and it looks like a gain of 6 for the Jumbos. It'll set up a 3rd and 4 here.
So after 4 straight passes, you go back to the run, and that's a good chunk play right there on 2nd down to get them to a 3rd and short. Now you have options as an offense, and it might be 4-down territory if they don't convert on this 3rd down.
Absolutely. You're trying to cut this to 1 possession before the half. Of course, the Jumbos receive the ball at the second half, at the beginning of the second half, rather. Berluti back for Tufts. He's got it. Some pressure. He's looking to do it now with his legs and runs past a linebacker. He's still got some green in front of him, but tripped up there by Anthony Costa of the Bobcats, the junior, for Bates.
With a flag on the field. It's going to be a hold.
It's going to be a hold. This one's coming back. And a rough break for the Jumbos on 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and long.
That is a very unfortunate penalty, taking out a huge play on the ground from Berluti. We've always seen Berluti run the ball twice this game, both off of pass plays with nothing downfield. They haven't really gone towards a design run. Both plays have ended in negatives. The first one a fumble, the second one a penalty. But when he's given the chance to run, he's looked explosive. He's accelerated. He gets down the field. That could be a bigger part of this offense in the second half, but you got to eliminate the silly mistakes that take out plays like that can really get you back in the game.
Right, and they get Nick Swift for the hold there. A tough break for the Jumbos, puts them back into their own territory. Now 3rd and 14 for Tufts. Berluti with Johnson next to him. 3 wide receivers out wide and Billy Dunn all alone on the bottom of your screen. Berluti takes the snap. Dunn crosses on the drag route. Berluti looking downfield. Finds his man Lutz, but unable to be caught. Well done by the Bates defenders to knock that out of the hands of Phil Lutz.
We got a replay coming on right here. You look, Berluti makes a good read. Yeah, there are two guys on Lutz, but it looks like he has a step on him. This ball comes out. It's a little short, but a good adjustment to the ball. It hits him in the hands, but the second effort by the defense knocks it out.
And a good job by Anthony Costa swiping away. Now, the jumbo punting unit comes on. It'll be Patrick Walsh.
Well, would have been a 3rd and short and 4 down territory, a 4th and 14. No chance to go for it as they punt it away.
Now Walsh gets this one well up in the air. This will be a really short punt, and it takes a Bates bounce.
That's not what you were looking for right there. These sky punts is a windy day. They're really not carrying. That's a punt of only around 20 yards.
And a Bates bounce sets up pretty decent field position. 2:52 left to go. Still a 2-possession game. Bobcats will take it now. The Jumbos have 3 timeouts remaining. Bates only 1. But 2:52 left here in this first half. Brendan Costa looking to get things going and extend that lead before the end of the first. Costa takes the snap. Looks out wide for Bryant. The clock will run after a gain of about 2 on that out route.
Bryant, another one of those big bodies receivers we've been talking about, hasn't gotten the ball much today. But when you get him the ball on a quick swing screen pass like that, there's a lot he can do being 6'3", 200 pounds. With only 2.5 minutes left in the half, you're going to assume they're going to be throwing the ball a lot in this possession. And it's up to the Tufts defense really here to hold strong.
Now Costa. That's Oliveri in motion. Gets it out to him, and Nenadovic giving chase, but Oliveri making a couple guys miss. He'll pick up that first down and about 2 more. So at midfield, Bates.
We've seen that play before, and it's successful for one reason. These big Bates receivers are great at blocking down the field. We've seen it multiple times today. They're getting up on the defense, and they're making huge lanes for these screen passes. It's been working, and it looks like it will continue to work as this game goes on.
Bates still picking up some chunk plays there. Brendan Costa doing a great job for Bates. Costa 177 yards in the air. One man in motion, hands it off to him.
It's a trick play.
He'll throw. He's got Oliveri downfield, but that one just out of his reach. And Brandon Jones giving chase well, but would have been a wide open touchdown with a lot of green grass in front of him.
Yeah, that's the first trick play we really saw today. It looked like an end around, but the receiver goes to throw. They had a man. That would have been a touchdown. But, of course, when you trust a non-quarterback to throw the ball downfield, the odds of success do go down. Not every receiver is Jacoby Myers. Not everyone can make that throw. And as we see, an incompletion there.
And interesting from the Bobcats to bring on some crafty personnel. That's actually a freshman quarterback, Colton Bossele, coming in to throw that. So you expect Bossele to make that throw. Bobcats unable to connect. Now Costa takes the snap. Trying to do it with his feet, throws it up, and no Bates receivers there. Defended well by O'Neal and Jones. And it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Bobcats. 1:33 left to go. And Tufts at this point is hoping that they can get the ball back to try to shorten this lead.
Yeah, Costa showing off his arm strength right there. Really to nobody. Gets the ball into the end zone. Nobody there to catch it. Now, the Tufts defense, you get a stop here. Is a minute and a half enough for the offense to get down the field? You would hope so. They do get the ball at the half. A double dip would be great, but with the way it's been going so far, it doesn't look likely.
Now Costa. Set back. Some pressure. They throw a flag.
And a great pass.
And it looks like that one's going to come back, but that's Bolden on the catch. They definitely get a hold there. All Jumbos pointing in that direction. Dom Haley was giving chase there. Nenadovic as well. But they get the Bobcats for a hold. So it'll be 3rd and 20 now for Bates.
Here we see some pros and cons of having a mobile quarterback. In the pocket, they get outside, they're dynamic, they're able to make plays, but you're more likely to have a holding call come against your offense when you're forcing your offensive line to get back out in space and make sure the quarterback is protected outside of the pocket. So that's what we saw there. Costa got out, rolled out, made a play down the field, but when you get out there, easy holding call with the defender getting held back by the offensive line.
And a windy day in Medford could make this play a little bit more difficult for Costa. 3rd and 20 for the Bobcats on their own 40 now.
Absolute must stop right here for the Tufts defense, and you would hope they would be able to contain and just protect the sticks, as you see, 4 men deep, preventing a 20-yard gain.
That's Jones, O'Neal, O'Brien, and Nadancy. Good on the outside. Costa with Oliveri in motion. Some pressure. They dump it off to Bolden. And giving chase there's Good, who wraps him up well short of the first down, about 12 yards short.
That's a classic 3rd and long play call right there. Screen pass. That's a mainstay in any offensive playbook on a 3rd and long. You hope you can get some yards. We've seen it work in the past. Right there, doesn't work. They're going to punt it away. 1:15 left in the half. Last chance for Tufts to get some more points on the board before we go into halftime. This is a big possession for Berluti and the Jumbo's offense.
And Coach Savetti will call timeout for Tufts. Looks like a special teams unit will be coming on for both the Bobcats and the Jumbos. Back to punt for the Bobcats. It'll be Archie Green Jr. Remember last time we saw a kick, it was blocked by number 2, Jack Racine. They get around it,
and a
flag for roughing the punter will come down. Jumbo's had a really excellent shot at blocking that one. And Archie Green Jr. getting all fired up for the Bobcats. This will be roughing the punter and will give the Bobcats a first down on the personal foul.
And that's inexcusable. On a 3rd and long at the end of the first half, the most avoidable mistake in the book, running into, or in this case, roughing the punter. That's a big penalty. Let's see what the official call is. As the referees consult with the coaching staff of the Bates Bobcats.
Looks like the officials are pointing downfield for Bates.
The Tufts offense has come onto the field. They're ready to play, but we'll see if they even get that chance whatsoever.
Rather, that's the Tufts defense, actually. They know this one's going against them.
On a 4th and 12.
Running into the kicker. Defense. A penalty is ball be played 16 yards.
So it was not roughing the kicker, it was running in to the kicker. Distinction between those two calls. And it is a 1st and 10.
So running into the kicker would have given the Bobcats about 5 yards. They would have had to repunt. So instead of doing that, they elect to give the Jumbos the ball on their own 12-yard line. And out comes Michael Berluti looking to get something going for the Jumbos. The Bates Bobcats only have 1 timeout remaining, and with 1:07 left on the clock, we'll see what Berluti can do. He's got a couple of great skill players on the outside.
Really caught a break on that call and the difference between the roughing and running into the kicker, so now you need to take advantage. 1:07 left in the half.
Lutz in motion. Berluti fakes to Johnson. He'll do it himself, and Berluti.
And look to get back quickly in the hurry-up offense. Of course, they've been running it all game, but with a minute left, only 2 timeouts, they're going to have to be running this the whole time and look for them to throw the ball on almost any play.
Now Berluti. Set back for the Jumbos. Lutz. Billy Dunn on the outside. Berluti gets it out. And running out of bounds wisely is number 16, Jackson Butler for the Jumbos.
The 2-minute drill right here. Getting the ball quick out of the hands and to the sideline. So that's exactly what you want to see. That's been working the whole game. Really, one of the only consistent parts of their offense has been that out route to a couple of their receivers. And obviously, you need to be doing that with less than a minute left.
Now Berluti takes the snap. Gets it out to Butler again.
And
that's out of bounds. Look for the Jumbos really to lull you to sleep and then take a shot downfield. We've seen Berluti have all the confidence in the world to do it a couple of times so far in this game.
Yeah, once they keep running this play and the defensive backs start driving on those out routes, then you have the ability to make a play upfield. Look for even a fake to the out route.
Berluti gets it to Dunn. Off his hands, corrals it with the concentration at a gain of about 9.
Unable to get out of bounds. Will they call a timeout? We look, Berluti wanted to spike it, but they do call a timeout.
And with 1 timeout left, 34 seconds for the Jumbos. They're driving upfield really with the most efficiency that we've seen all day here. And we saw the Jumbos in a hurry up earlier, but now in the hurry up, huge sense of urgency here with 34 seconds left to go in this half.
They know the pressure's on them. 34 seconds, one timeout. That's not a lot of time. So they're going to get into field goal range. It's got to be quick, and it's got to be now. Yeah, they do get the ball at the start of the second half. That's important. But if they can get points on the board now, that is a huge boost for momentum and really for confidence against a Bates team that hasn't been successful this year, and yet they're losing down 10.
So here's where you begin to speculate about what Patrick Walsh's range is. And you and I both saw him kicking from about the 40-yard line in warm-ups again. He did hit the crossbar a couple of times. He's got to get it up a little bit higher than that to make sure no one can get a hand on it. So you can set that line pretty confidently, I'd say, at the 30.
30, yeah,
30.
35
We're
maybe.
extending it. We'll give him 35. But Patrick Walsh, he's got a leg. I know some of his teammates call him Legatron.
Legatron.
But
check him out warming up on the sidelines right now. He knows he's likely to be called on in this situation to put points on the board from anywhere. Even if they're at the 40, they're probably going to let it rip. They have nothing to lose if they get to that point with under a minute left in the game. All right, sorry, excuse me, in the half.
Now Berluti set back for Tufts. He takes the snap and some pressure there, dumps it off to Johnson, but just out of his hands. And a 5-second play. Now 2nd down and 10 for the Jumbos.
Tempted screen right there. Hard for Berluti to get that ball out with so many rushers in his face. Maybe for the best that ball goes incomplete. Unsure whether he would have been able to get out of bounds. Looked like some running lanes there, but you never know. 29 seconds left on the clock. We'll see what they're able to do right here.
And the Jumbos bring in the tight end, Josh Merriweather, who we saw catch a touchdown in his last game at the Oval. Looks like he'll be into block primarily for now. Johnson to the right of Berluti. Fakes to Johnson. Berluti rolling out. Looks for his man Lutz, and a great catch by Phil Lutz on that far sideline.
That is an unbelievable grab. Berluti knew where he was looking for that whole game. We got a replay coming up right here. Excuse me. No, we do not. But he was able to get that ball out on the move and to his receiver. A tough catch on the sideline.
Now Berluti looking for something. Finds Lutz again. Hit well after he throws. Lutz still moving.
And didn't get out of bounds. And they will burn their last timeout, it looks like.
And a dangerous timeout there from Coach Savetti. You usually want to save that for your field goal unit, but I guess Savetti's thinking, let's take 1, maybe 2 shots at the end zone before we kick it. And looks like he's looking deep into that playbook to see what they can do.
Makes sense here. You're going to have to let the ball go. It needs to get in the end zone, incomplete or caught. Otherwise, they're not going to have a chance for that field goal unit to get back out in the field and attempt a kick. Doesn't even look like they really have enough time to spike it unless they really got back up on that line. So look for a shot to the end zone right here to any of their strong receivers. Unfortunately, O.J. Armstrong is out for this game. He's often a target in these big play situations, but Dunn and Butler have both been targets for Berluti throughout this game. Look for one of them to make a play down the field, and if it falls incomplete, of course, it will be falling to the kicker, Patrick Walsh, Legatron, to try to bail them out from around the 32-yard line.
And Phil Lutz, 6 receptions for 41 yards so far in this one. Billy Dunn, 3 for 24. So it looks like Berluti's got a little bit better of a connection with Lutz so far. Jackson Butler, 3 for 23, and a drop earlier in this one. But we'll see where Berluti decides to go. I'm sure Coach Savetti drew something up to get that in the end zone.
And if there's nothing there, he's got to get rid of the ball. You can't hold on to it. You can't take a sack in this situation.
Absolutely. Berluti now with Johnson to his left. 3 receivers out wide, and Billy Dunn all alone on the bottom. Billy Dunn,
strong protection.
Double covered. Berluti gets it deep downfield. And out the back of the end zone, no catch for the Jumbos. He was looking there for Jackson Butler.
7-second play.
On comes the kicking unit. A lot of trust here for Patrick Walsh on what will be, it looks like, about a 48-yard field goal.
Berluti did exactly what they asked him to do. He kept his eyes downfield. He stayed strong. He didn't take a sack. That ball, unfortunately, wasn't able to find a receiver, but incomplete. A 7-second play, 5 seconds left. A lot of faith in Walsh right here. Let's see if he can come through.
Now Walsh trying to cut this one to a 1-possession game. Again, that missed extra point from Bates earlier could be crucial. Patrick Walsh kicking this one from 49 yards. Gets the snap. That one's up from Walsh. Does it have the distance? It does not. And that'll be the end of the first half here at the Ellis Oval. Patrick Walsh trying to do everything he could with that leg, but 48 yards, just a little bit out of his range. We've got another commercial here for you, this one from Team Impact.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us.
I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact is a national nonprofit that connects kids living with serious and chronic illness with college athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes.
Give me a break it! Break it!
Can I have a hug? What's your favorite subject?
Math.
When you spread the word about Team Impact, you have the power to change lives.
Team Impact was founded in 2011 by Tufts alumni Jay Calnan, Dan Kraft, Chris Herman, Dan Walsh, and Robert Tishman. Today, Tufts currently has 8 varsity athletic teams matched with incredible young teammates that inspire all of us, including Emily with the women's soccer team, Caden with men's ice hockey, Luke with men's basketball, Cooper with baseball, Aiden with men's soccer, Sam with football, RG with swimming and diving, and Bella with women's volleyball. Since 2011, there have been 14 different Tufts athletics teams matched with 20 amazing kids through Team Impact. Interestingly, a former match for the football team, Zach Cummings, is actually a student at Tufts now. Zach, from Lynn, Massachusetts, is currently in his first year at Tufts and is now the manager for the Jumbos football team this fall. There are also 4 Team Impact Fellows on campus at Tufts this year, including Angela Alibrandi, a graduate student on the women's basketball team, Trevor Spence, a senior on the men's ice hockey team, and Stephen Michaels and Shane Reiner, both sophomores on the Tufts football team. The Tufts Athletic Department recently signed an official partnership with Team Impact, indicating both organizations' commitment to the establishment and nurturing of a long-lasting relationship.
And Team Impact is really just an incredible organization. We can't say enough about how they really impact, for lack of a better word, our athletes here and how our athletes really help the Team Impact teammates. So we're really glad that the Jumbos continue to excel both on and off the field. It'll be about 17 minutes before we see you for the second half of this Jumbos football game against the Bates Bobcats. Jumbos trail the Bobcats 3-13 on their home turf here at the Ellis Oval.
founded by Mark and Kim Holinski, to honor the legacy of their son Tyler as part of the College Football Mental Health Week. We are putting a focus on mental health initiatives which will honor Tyler, those lost and those suffering. The Jumbos are wearing a lime green ribbon on their helmets with a 3 in the middle to honor Tyler Holinski and remember those lost and those suffering in silence. At this time, the team is encouraging students, parents, alumni, and fans to participate in showing solidarity and eliminating stigma around mental health by holding 3 fingers in the sky following the second half kickoff and throughout the first play of the third quarter. Thank you.
You need to hold the hand.
And welcome back to the Oval. The Jumbos are set now to receive the second half kickoff. You see the Jumbo players on the sideline holding up that 3. We talked about earlier. It's for Holinski's Hope. Again, an incredible story. It's all over the Tufts football website if you'd like to read about it. There's Andre Smith. He takes that kickoff, looking for some space to return it. Oh, and he cuts it back to the outside, but wrapped up there by a Bates defender. Well done by Bates to defend that kickoff. Allows the Jumbos out to about the 34-yard line.
It was a nice juke and a nice start to this half. Hopefully that'll get some momentum going for this offense.
And pardon me for not introducing my new color guy for the third quarter. I'm here now with Siom Ghosh.
It's all good. I'm glad to be here.
Now out comes the Jumbo offense and Michael Berluti. Berluti had a rough time getting things going for Tufts. He's 15 of 24 for 108 yards, done it on the ground 2 for 15. But the Jumbos only with 3 points on the board. Again, Berluti, the third-string quarterback behind Trayvon Woodson, who's hurt with that knee injury. Berluti hands off to Johnson, who tries to cut it to the outside, unable to do so. But a gain of about 5 before being tripped up. Berluti, the true freshman, again, third-string quarterback behind Trayvon Woodson and Matt Crowley, who's out today with a shoulder injury. Berluti now back behind center. Jumbo's hurrying up a little bit. Berluti. Little pressure. Looks downfield, wide opens Jackson Butler, who makes the catch. Butler now cuts it back to the outside, and a great throw by Michael Berluti with a couple of guys in his face.
What a play. Great job throwing that under pressure. Wide open man. Nice move.
And Jackson Butler reels it in, makes one guy miss. Continues to cut it upfield, and the Jumbos quickly flip it. They're on the... Now
they're already in field.
With his legs. But the Bobcats unable to bring him in, and a gain of 5 for Berluti.
And he's got some wheels. I think they got to use that to their advantage more this half.
Right, and you have Woodson, the dual threat quarterback, obviously out this game with the knee injury. But Berluti now looking to make something happen. 3rd and 6 for the Jumbos. Rather, 3rd and 5. Berluti takes a snap, fakes to Johnson. Looking right. Still looking downfield. Just throws it away.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Completely covered by Bates.
And we'll see if Coach Savetti decides to go for it or kick the field goal. Of course, Patrick Walsh missing that field goal at the end of the first half. And on comes Patrick Walsh to kick a field goal from the 19. So you add 17 to that. This will be a 36-yarder for Walsh.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision. He's got to get his confidence back.
And Walsh has been great on the kicks so far this season. The unit as a whole has struggled, but Walsh now on for the kick. That one up and blocked. A rough hold there from Jackson Butler and a blocked kick. Again, we've talked about how this unit has struggled, and struggle once again it has. Siom, what do they got to clean up there?
They just got to clean up, I mean, really just the whole process. Just the snap, the hold, getting in the right position for Walsh to get it off. I mean, just missed points, just all over the place this game so far.
Now the Bobcats set course, have their first drive end in that blocked punt. A lot of miscommunication in that field goal unit. Now Costa back behind center. A couple of receivers split out wide, and the Jumbos bring pressure. Costa looking downfield, defended by 2, and it's picked off by Brandon Jones.
What a play!
And there's Brandon Jones, the senior cornerback. He's been playing for this Jumbos team for a while now.
This is exactly the play that the defense needed.
And we apologize for the technical difficulties. Seems like our streaming software crashed. We apologize. Don't know exactly how much you saw, but an incredible interception by Brandon Jones on that play sets up 1st and 10 for the Jumbos with 11:34 left to go in the third quarter. Back under centers Michael Berluti, and behind him, the tailback Tyler Johnson. Jumbos have receivers split out wide at a bad snap, but Berluti picks it up, looking to do something himself, and wrapped up by the Bobcats. That's Tyler Hamilton, the senior linebacker.
Yeah, just gotta keep the mistakes to a minimum. Down 10.
Now Berluti takes the snap, dumps it off to Johnson, who's wrapped up behind the line, and a tackle for loss for the Bobcats there. That's Spencer Adams, the senior from Bedford, New Hampshire, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds.
It's 3rd and long. We gotta get a nice completion here to keep the chains going.
Berluti looking to make something happen here for Tufts. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties from before this drive. But the Jumbos looking to put some points on the board. 3rd and long here. We'll see what Berluti can do. He's got plenty of time. Finally some pressure. Looking downfield. Finds Johnson. Well past the sticks. And a great job by Tyler Johnson, knowing exactly where he was on the field. Saw the chains. Saw the line he had to get to. And getting up and making that grab for the first down.
And great awareness by Berluti to escape the pressure and find his open man down the field.
Now the Jumbos bring in Andre Smith to give Johnson a breather. Have a couple of receivers split out wide. Berluti now finds his man. That's Lutz. Nice tackle there from the Bobcats. That's Muhammad Koulibaly, the junior from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, that is. Well done by Koulibaly to wrap him up. Now Pedrini giving hand signals to Berluti to give him the next play. On comes Phil Lutz. Outside, that's Jackson Butler and Billy Dunn at the top of your screen. Berluti now. Hands off to Smith. Oh, and Smith makes a nice move, breaks through the tackles, really just running it up, but Smith looks hurt.
That's rough. That was a good run right there.
And a Jumbo backfield that's already banged up. Looks like Tyler Johnson's going to try to help him off the field, but too quick. Out are the athletic trainers led by Matt Whalen, the head athletic trainer for Tufts. And already a depleted backfield. You have the senior captain, Mike Pedrini, hurt. Tyler Johnson a little banged up coming into this game. Andre Smith now down for the Jumbos. Chartelis Reese looks to be the next in line for Tufts, although the Jumbos did use Tanner Gordon previously, so we'll see who they decide to go with now. Looks like Johnson will take this next play, but 3rd down and 5, 9-10 left to go in the third quarter. Siom, what do the Jumbos need to do to pick up this first down here?
Well, they need to do what they've been doing so far this half. They get some guys just open down the field, hold the pocket for Berluti to be able to find his man.
And after that quick stoppage in play, Jumbo's looking to get something going. 3rd and 5 here, 9-10 left to go in the third quarter. They bring out their personnel. It'll be Billy Dunn at the top of your screen, Tyler Johnson in the backfield with Berluti. In the slot, the Jumbos will have Phil Lutz. Looks like Merriweather outside as well, running a route. Outside for Johnson, but that one just out of his reach, and Johnson brought down, wrapped up by the Bobcats once again. That's Anthony Costa. He's been all over the field for Bates. And it looks like rather than punting here, the Jumbos are going to go for it on 4th down. It'll be 4th and 5, and Coach Savetti's got to pick something nice from this playbook.
I think this is a good call. This is a gutsy call, but they need this. They need to get this and get some momentum.
Absolutely. They've struggled with their punting unit as well. Walsh kicking for about 20 yards twice. So Berluti now set back. He takes the snap. Looks like he's got Merriweather open. He's going to do it himself. Is he going to get there? It looks like he's well short. It'll be about 2 yards short, and the Bobcats stop the Jumbos on 4th down. Looks like Berluti had a man, Josh Merriweather, downfield, but opts to take it himself, and an ill-advised decision there gives the Bobcats the ball.
Yeah, he's trying to do everything by himself there. He's got to keep his head up, trying to find the man.
And Berluti looked real polished in the first half, but we do have to remember this is a true freshman and just trying to do too much, not enough trust in his teammates. Back under center is Brendan Costa. He'll take it himself. Jumbo's doing a nice job with contain, but Costa cutting it back to the middle of the field. Jumbo's trying to take him down. Finally, they do. That'll be number 5, Giorgio Arquilla.
He's had those running lanes all day so far.
And Arquilla finally wrapping him up. A nicely done tackle. But the Bobcats marching right back into Tufts territory. They're on the Jumbo 46. The Bobcats looking to extend their lead. They lead 13-3 here at the Ellis Oval. Costa. He takes the snap, looks out wide for his man. That's Oliveri, and Oliveri picks up the first down easily. Marching down the Jumbo field. Jumbo's still struggling on defense.
Yeah, Costa has enough time in the pocket to just find his open man down the field. They got to get some more pressure up front.
Costa getting ready to take the snap. He does. Hands it off to Bolden, who bowls right through the Jumbo's defensive front for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4 for Bates. They lead 13-3 here at the Oval. Again, this is Tufts home turf, brand new turf for this team. The Jumbos trying to get something going. Defense trying to make a stop. There's Costa. Jumbos bring pressure. Costa looks deep, has his man, and a beautiful catch from Sean Bryant, the senior wide receiver from Falmouth, Maine. Great job there by Costa in the pocket to get to his man, and a flag after the play from some extracurricular activity.
Wow, that was good defense, but that's just great. A beautiful throw and a beautiful catch.
And a beautiful throw, a great catch there from Sean Bryant. Extends the Bates lead, and the Jumbos are facing now 3 possessions behind the Bobcats. They got to get something going on offense. On comes the Bates kicking unit. That's Simon Redfern, the senior place kicker. Looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct call there, though, against the Bates Bobcats. So the Jumbos will likely have that enforced on the kickoff, give them a little bit of extra field position. But Redfern on for the extra point. Again, Redfern had an extra point earlier, missed. We'll see if he can kick this one through. Rather, Coach Savetti deciding to take the penalty. And the Bates Bobcats will call a timeout. So that really, that timeout from the Bobcats, certainly interesting here. You want to save those for the end if you need to make a drive at the end of the game, but Bobcats see themselves up by 3 scores, thinking they're a little bit comfortable here.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting whatever they want really on offense right now. apart from that interception earlier. Tufts just got to do a better job just holding down the big plays, is not letting those big plays happen.
Bobcats still in timeout. Jumbo's still in timeout as well. Kicking unit's going to talk it over. Again, we saw Jack Racine block one earlier in the game. Jack Racine from Oradell, New Jersey. And the blocking unit comes on. Racine not in it this time. Looks like the Jumbo defense mistakenly came out. On is Redfern for this extra point. It'll be about 35 yards. That one up and blocked by the Jumbos. So now, still a 19-3 lead for the Bobcats. That is 3 scores. Could be 2, though, if the Jumbos could go for 2 twice.
But that would be really tough. I mean, they've got to get a good drive on offense, too. I mean, they've had some good flashes, but you could never get the end result, that touchdown.
Right, and they've certainly had their chances. The Jumbos have driven down the field a couple of times. They've gotten in the red zone a couple of times, but just really unable to connect there at the end. Settling for 3 early.
Yeah, and then missed kicks, and then the 4th down, and they didn't convert.
Again, if you've been with us this whole time, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're still trying to get things under control and get this up for you here. Bobcats now set to kick off. It'll be Andre Smith to return. Still hobbled from a previous play, but Smith ready to return this one. It'll be Archie Green Jr., the punter and kicker for the Bobcats, to put this one long. And a squib kick of sorts picked up by Tufts. Jumbo's still running, but wrapped up at about the 25-yard line.
It's an odd decision there to go with the squib.
Jumbo's trying to make sure that Andre Smith can't return it again. We saw him drop one earlier and then run it back about 40 yards. But on come the Jumbo offensive players and Michael Berluti leading them all. The true freshman, Berluti, looking to get something going here for Tufts. He's had a rough go of it so far. Again, losing that fumble earlier, only 19 of 30 for 166 yards.
He's got to get some completions in a row, get that momentum.
Berluti now looking deep for Butler, but that one well over his head and out of bounds. 7:05 left to go here in the third. 2:10, second and 10 for Tufts. They find themselves trailing the Bobcats by 16 here. Berluti back behind center. Tyler Johnson to his left. Top of the screen, that's Billy Dunn. And Berluti looking deep. That's not Dunn, rather, that's Butler. And Butler unable to reel it in. That ball well long again, but Berluti slinging it to him downfield shows his confidence. Jumbo's bring in some new personnel. That'll be Jaden Richardson for Tufts.
Yeah, and you had all day in the pocket there. Great protection, just a little too long.
Paul Campo also in for the Jumbos at the wide receiver position. Cade Moore. Berluti takes a snap. Looks for Campo. And Campo wrapped up with about 1 yard to go. So we'll see what Tufts decides to do with it here. Looks like the punting unit will come on. Berluti unable to get that one and make the chains move. In comes Walsh for the punt. Saw him struggle with some of the shorter punts earlier. We'll see if Walsh can get this one down and really flip the field for the Tufts defense, take a little pressure off of them, and put a little bit of pressure on Costa. Walsh has it. off his leg. There's a boot into the open space. Takes a bit of a jumbo roll and rolls out of bounds at the 20. And so a nicely done job there by Patrick Walsh.
Needed that one. That was a good punt right there. Flipped the field position, but now the defense has got to make a stand.
Patrick Walsh on the day. He's got 3 punts. That was his 4th, but earlier 3 punts for an average of 30 yards. Walsh with the excellent punt there to pin Bates back in the 20. So here's Costa with Olagood on Marino. He hands it off to his man on the outside. That's Bolden. Bolden looking for room but finds none. And after a gain of about 2, he's wrapped up by Olagood. And number 94 for the Jumbos. That's Brendan Coughlin.
It was a good pursuit by the defense. Getting to the ball quickly.
Now Tufts needs a stop here to try to battle back in this one. You don't want to enter the 4th quarter down 16.
Yeah, that'll be a tough task the way that this day has been going so far.
Costa, he takes the snap, designed run, but nothing doing there. The Jumbo defensive line reads it nicely. In the middle of it, that was Shane Reiner, the linebacker. And after a gain of about none, we see the Bobcats looking, after a gain of 2, Bobcats looking to keep the chains moving.
Defense needs to come up here with a stop to get the ball back quickly.
Now Costa. He's got it. Looking deep over the middle of the field. That one off the chest and caught by the Jumbos. That's Olagood. And 2 Jumbos down on the play. A great result, though. The Jumbos have the interception. 2 players down. Looks like Cam O'Brien and Spencer Olagood ran right into each other. And we've got a replay for you here. There's Costa. Throws it off the chest of O'Brien. And looked like O'Brien dove at the feet of Olagood, who was there to corral that interception.
Yeah, it looks like O'Brien is still down.
Looks like O'Brien may have taken the worst of that off the top of his helmet. Again, you hate to see it.
Yeah, you hope he's all right.
You hope O'Brien's all right, but that play, the ball right off his chest, could have knocked the wind out of him, but still fighting for that ball.
That's a huge break. The defense really needed that. It was a great interception, and now the offense will start already in Bates territory.
And O'Brien a little shaken up, but running off the field under his own power. You love to see that.
That's great.
Looks to be okay, but we'll likely see O'Brien go through some sort of medical evaluation to make sure his concussion is not present.
Players' health, always important.
Absolutely, and on comes the Jumbo offense. They've got pretty good field position here on the Bobcat 45 to start this drive. Michael Berluti, the true freshman quarterback, looking to get something going. Berluti so far in this one, 175 yards. Berluti set back. Looking for something. One man giving chase, but that one caught by Phil Lutz. Great job by Berluti. Looking downfield.
Great job getting out of the pocket and finding his man.
Michael Berluti looking to make things happen for the Jumbos. Now Berluti, set back. Looking out wide to Billy Dunn, who makes the catch for the first down. A 10-yard catch for Billy Dunn, and a great job by Berluti, once again finding his man wide on the outside.
It's a great drive so far, down about the 10. We've got to finish it off with a touchdown here.
And with the clock still running, we're just under 4.5 minutes. First and goal for the Jumbos. They've got to put this one into the end zone if they want any shot here against Bates. Berluti now with Johnson to his left. He takes the snap. Looks out wide. That one batted and intercepted by the Bates Bobcats. picked off by number 53, Spencer Adams, and the Jumbos take a rough break. Berluti, again, the smaller true freshman quarterback. But the Bobcats will be set pretty deep in their end zone. We've got a replay for you here. Berluti takes the snap, and it was the Bobcats getting back there for pressure.
Yeah,
it looked like giving chase there was George Hawkins, who batted it up, teed it up for his teammate Spencer Adams, who picked it off and gives the Bobcats 1st and 10 inside the Jumbo 6.
That was just a great blitz by the defense. Nobody picking him up, and got the important tip on the ball.
Now Costa in his own end zone. He takes the snap and a design run from Costa, but the Jumbo's right there to wrap him up after a gain of about 2. On the tackle for the Jumbos, that was Matty Drouillard. 2nd and 7 for the Bobcats on the Jumbo 9-yard line. Costa back to take the snap. In the backfield with him, that's Capo. Costa. He takes the snap. Another design run, but the Tufts defensive front sees it and wraps him up at the 10. Looks like a gain of about 1. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Bobcats.
Yeah, good job not biting on the runs again. The defense gotta hold strong here.
Brandon Jones looking for the defensive play. He'll be out wide on Oliveri. Oliveri's been great for the Bobcats so far. In the receiving game, he's 4 for 80. That's 4 catches for 80 yards. So Costa set back, seems to be his favorite target. Olagood up against Derek Marino. Set back, that's Costa. And the Jumbos bring pressure, but immediately rolling out. Olagood outside, throws it away is Costa, and the Jumbos finally making a stand on defense. 2:25 left to go here in this third quarter, and the Bobcats will be pretty deep in their own territory to try and punt this one away to the Jumbos. We'll see who they have out to receive the punt. Jumbo special teams unit comes out again. Remember, they did block a punt earlier in this one. That punt off the hands of Jack Racine. Out to receive the punt is Andre Smith. He'll be at about the 40-yard line. That's the Bates 40-yard line. So back for the punt, Archie Green Jr. One man in motion. And a flag on the play. A delay of game for the Bobcats, which backs them up even further in their own territory.
Yep, that is not a good position for the Bobcats to be in. Already not a lot of space to kick it off, and now even less space.
Now 3rd and 9. The Jumbos still trail 19-3. Bobcats now set back very deep in their own end zone. This one's going to be off the foot of Archie Green Jr. We'll see if the Jumbo special teams unit can make something happen. There's Green, and a really rough punt from Green. Out to the Bates 22-yard line. So not a great punt there from Archie Green Jr., and the Jumbos will have a very short field here.
Yeah, they've really got to capitalize on this one. Starting already around the 20-yard line. We've got to just keep going and get that elusive touchdown. If they score here, they still got a chance in this game.
And a quick timeout. Looks like an official's timeout, but 2:20 left to go here in this first quarter. Jumbo's set to come back out onto the field. Michael Berluti, again, the true freshman quarterback, 22 of 36 on the day for 210 yards after that drive. But Berluti does have an interception and a fumble lost earlier in this one. So on the Bobcat 24 is where the Jumbos will start this drive. Johnson to Berluti's right. Berluti takes it, hands it off to Johnson, who's going left. but wrapped up by 2 Bates defenders, led by Jack Ryan. Berluti now looking for the play from Mike Pedrini, who's signaling for the Jumbos. Johnson to Berluti's right. Paul Campo set out wide. Looks like Jackson Butler and Phil Lutz, the 2 other receivers, with Josh Merriweather running a route. Looks out wide to Butler. Butler trying to cut it back to the middle of the field. He'll have the first down and a little bit more. Jumbo's now threatening here in the Bobcat territory. Look, they're well in the red zone at this point.
That's another nice play. They've got to just keep possession of the ball. Don't make unnecessary mistakes. Just pound it in.
And you see that throw out wide to Butler. Nicely done by Butler to cut that back to the middle of the field for the first down. Now Berluti. He takes the snap. Looks out wide, fakes. He'll run it himself. Finds his man in the back of the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the Jumbos. And Paul Campo, the senior wide receiver.
Great play by Berluti there with the fake pass, running out, and then finding his wide open man in the end zone. Great play, great awareness, and great pass.
And we've said it once about Berluti. We'll say it again as we have this replay for you. Berluti takes the snap, finds Campo after looking downfield, and caught in the back for an easy touchdown.
Beautiful throw on the run.
Walsh on for the extra point. You'd think that Coach Savetti would do some math and decide to go for 2, try to make it just a 1-score game. But Walsh up. That one good for Patrick Walsh, and looks like he seems to have this kicking deal figured out. We'll see if the kicking unit as a whole can stay strong, but Walsh able to put that one up and through. An easy chip shot for him. Jumbos trail by 9.
Yep, that was a huge score. Little odd play call to just settle for the extra point. I thought maybe he would have tried to gone for the 2, but either way, a score is a score, and they really needed that one right there.
But let's take a little trip back in time to that catch by Paul Campo. Paul Campo has had a really great time in this program, shifting all over. Came in as a quarterback, now at wide receiver, number 10 from Oakton, Virginia. The 6'4", 205-pound frame for the senior, able to find some open space in the back of the end zone, and Michael Berluti doing an incredible job in the pocket, rolling out, sensing his pocket collapsing, and coming out, finding Campo in the back of the end zone. Always has his eyes downfield, and that's one thing that you love to see from your rookie quarterback.
Yeah, he's really shown a lot of poise and awareness in the pocket today.
Now 1:06 left to go in the third quarter. Walsh boots this one. And in the end zone, he'll take it out. And wrapped up by a team of Jumbos, led by number 38. Now the Jumbo defense coming back out, looking to stop Brendan Costa once again.
They've got to be aware of that, of his running ability. He's always looking to go out and make a play.
Costa now set back, one running back to his right. Costa with some pressure, escapes the pressure. Still going, but wrapped up by the Jumbos. That's Matty Juilliard on the tackle. Jumbos did a really good job with the pressure there, and Juilliard finally there to clean it up.
Yeah, that was just a great job from all the front 7. First the pressure, making him scramble out of the pocket, and then good tackle.
Juilliard going back to the fundamentals and wrapping him up by the waist, bringing him down into the turf. But Costa somehow making that broken play into a gain of 1. Bobcats now 2nd and 9 on their own 26, and it seems the momentum has shifted here at the Ellis Oval. The Jumbos seem to be threatening, and the Bobcats seem to be on their heels a little bit. Costa hands it off to Bolden, and wrapped up by that Jumbo defensive front. In there is Cam O'Brien, who you love to see back out on the field after that rough go. Again, he set up that interception on the previous possession that led to a Jumbo touchdown. It'll be 3rd down and 9 when we come back for the 4th quarter. And we're back here for the 4th quarter of this Jumbos versus Bobcats football game, another NESCAC matchup. Two teams entering this game 0-3. The Jumbos looking for their first win on their brand new home turf here at the Ellis Oval. Jared, what does Tufts have to do on this play and on this defensive possession to get the ball back in their hands?
Really, the object here is consistency. We had a crazy back and forth 3rd quarter. Multiple interceptions thrown, wasted opportunities. Here we need consistency from the defense and the offense. Get a stop, get the ball back.
Now Brendan Costa, he takes the snap and immediately rolls out right. He's got his man, that's Marino. See if the Jumbos can make an open field tackle, and they do, led by Spencer Oligood, who has been phenomenal for the Jumbos in this one.
He has, and the defense has really picked up some energy in the second half. You're seeing players flying to the ball, energy after every play. This is exactly what we want to see, and that is a great stop to force a 4th down.
And that was only Oligood's 4th tackle of the game, but we've seen his presence all over the field. The punting unit for the Bobcats comes out once again. Bobcats have only punted so far 3 times. They've got an average of over 5 per game. So here's Archie Green Jr. on for the punt. Now one up. Andre Smith takes the punt, and he's got to fall on it. Bobbled it, but does fall on it at the 45, and things getting a little chippy. Jack Racine in the mix there with a couple of Bobcats.
That's the second muffed kick we've seen today from Smith, but he's recovered on both. First time a little better than this one, but Tufts keep the ball. That's what's important, and good field position to get a score. 14 minutes left. It's a 2-possession game still, but the Tufts Jumbos do have a chance.
Absolutely. The Jumbos will start this drive from their 45, so another short field in front of them. Out comes the Tufts Jumbos and Michael Berluti. Top of the screen, you have Billy Dunn. To the left of Berluti, it'll be Smith. And set out wide will be Jackson Butler. Phil Lutz in the slot. Berluti takes the snap, immediately rolls out right. It looks like a bit of a design run. Berluti nowhere to go, but still cuts upfield and will do it with his legs.
Looked like a power option there. Berluti has the ability to toss it to his running back to the left or take it himself. We've seen that he has great field vision. Every time he runs, he knows what's going on around him. Looked like he was down, and he got some extra yards at the end of that play. Exactly what you like to see.
And now 2nd and 2 for the Jumbos. Michael Berluti, the true freshman quarterback, with looks like Andre Smith to his right. Berluti takes the snap, fakes to Smith, looks out, comes through, finds Billy Dunn from Shaker Heights, Ohio. But he'll get wrapped up at the 30 for a gain. The Jumbos will take the first down. Looks like a Bobcat lost a helmet. That's Finn Duffy, the defensive tackle. Something came off that helmet as well, but Duffy will have to sit the play because the helmet came off.
We're seeing a very confident Berluti right here on the replay. Knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball, gets it over the middle of the field right there. That's what you want to see. His confidence has really stepped up.
And Berluti on that play hands it off to Smith. Smith, the 6-yard gain, and the Jumbos seem to be going back to what we talked about earlier. They're working well on the ground and then incorporating the passing game.
Run complementing the pass is the most important part of football, and right here it's really leading the Tufts Jumbos down the field. Can he build on the momentum of his touchdown on the previous possession right here almost in the red zone?
Now here's Berluti. Johnson to his right. Berluti hands it off. Johnson hit hard at the line. That's Tim Simplicio, the senior from West Hartford, Connecticut. 6'2", 245 pounds, able to wrap up Johnson after a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 5 now for the Jumbos as Josh Merriweather exits
I thought they would look to set up the play action there at second down, but they didn't. They ran with it, and that leads to a 3rd and 5. We've seen a lot of these situations today, and they haven't always been successful. This may be the biggest one of them all. 4th quarter, down 9.
Cade Moore in for the Jumbos as well. Billy Dunn, bottom of the screen, looks for Dunn. That one up and caught by Billy Dunn, who steps out of bounds after a Jumbo first down. That'll move the chains and put the Jumbos into the red zone. 12-13 left to go here in the game. And this 4th quarter, Jumbos trail by 9 as the clock continues to run.
Fantastic pitch and catch right there. All about the timing, and that timing has gotten better as the game has gone on. Berludi's really gaining confidence.
Berludi now back for the Jumbos. Fakes to Johnson. Berludi looking to the end zone with a man in his face. He runs it himself. Looks like he'll get a couple of yards, but he's wrapped up by the Bobcats.
Yeah, he saw nobody down the field on that play. Really kept his eyes up. There was a man coming right at him. He wanted to find a man in the end zone, but there was no one there. Way to gain a couple yards on a play where no one was really open.
Absolutely. And Jared, you've spoken about it earlier, but Berludi's done a great job keeping those eyes downfield. He's created a couple plays where there was nothing. Now Berludi. Johnson to his right. Looking out wide, finds his man Moore, and Cade Moore picking that one up. Finds the Jumbo first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Jumbos on the 4.
And that's a classic play in the red zone. You get your quarterback in motion and a receiver going the same direction he's going. It's so hard to beat that receiver to the sideline. The ball got there just a little short of the touchdown. We'll see if they can get it here.
Now, last time the Jumbos were here, we saw a pass to Josh Merriweather in the corner of the end zone. They get it to the running back. That's Johnson. And just
you can do here on the 1 yard line. They're going to hurry up. Could be a sneak. Could be a run. They want to get that. Want to pound that ball in on this play.
Johnson behind Berludi. Johnson, he's got it. He's wrapped up. Still turning those legs. We'll see if they have him in, but they will have him just short. So 3rd and inches here.
And Berludi is, he's consulting. It's a big play call right here. Will they? They could go play action. They could go for a pass. I'm thinking run here, but they've been stopped on back-to-back plays. So there's a lot of options here. Not a huge quarterback, so not easy to sneak it in with him.
And you'd like to see the Jumbos get some push from their experienced offensive line, led by Blair Horner at center, Travis Sapalia and Nick Swift on the left side, Dylan Daisy and Kieran Horahan on the right side. Of course, you've got big Josh Merriweather on the right as well. The Jumbos will set up this goal line formation with Tyler Johnson set back. One man in motion. They flip it out to Johnson.
Oh, no.
And a fumble. Johnson trying to fall on it, but it looks like the Bobcats will take it, and that's Tony Hooks Jr. there to corral that fumble. Looks like it's going to go in Bates' direction. They're all pointing that way.
No,
but they're saying 4th down. We've got the replay for you here.
They try to do a little too much as a trick play, but it's snuffed out beautifully by the Bates defense. That ball never even got to Smith, knocked out in the air. The Jumbos seemed to come up with the ball. There was a fight for it on the ground. Right now it is Jumbo possession. Saved. Could have been an absolute disaster for the Jumbos there, but Patrick Walsh can take him out of it by kicking a field goal and making it a 1-possession game.
Absolutely, and you'd like to see the Jumbos put that in for a touchdown, but just off the hands of Johnson. Walsh, that one up. And no good out to the right, and a really rough miss there from Patrick Walsh. 9:18 left to go in the game. You're down by 2 scores, and a miss from Patrick Walsh keeps it that way. The Bobcats will take possession, and we can't stress enough the importance of getting those easy ones into the end zone.
Yeah, that was really a disaster overall for the Jumbos. They had the ball on the 1 yard line with 2 opportunities to score, and they tried to do a little too much on the 3rd down play call. I was going to question if they didn't get it on 3rd, would they go for it on 4th? But the negative loss of yards leads to a field goal, which we just know is not an automatic conversion in this game.
And that certainly shifts the momentum back in the direction of the Bobcats. Of course, you had the Jumbos at about the half-yard line down there, trying to ground it, pound it in, but unable to do so. Now Costa back for Bates. He hands it off, and wrapped up behind the line is Chris Capo. Nicely done there by the Jumbos. Tyler Roach.
He's had some huge tackles today. Really physical play, and he's been keeping them in on defense at times.
And a huge tackle for loss sets up the Bobcats at 2nd and 11. Again, you've got to stay disciplined as a defense here and make sure you can pull that 3 and out. You're still down by 2 possessions and 2 scores.
this game's not over, and we've seen that Costa, he's turned the ball over multiple times in this half. They can force another one right here. This game is not over. The Jumbos know that.
Costa now back. Looks for his running back. The check down. That's Capo once again. Wrapped up by Shane Reiner.
Great tackle right there. Back-to-back plays, physical defense. That's what you need in the fourth quarter of a game like this. Every time you can make a play on the ball, put a body on them, that's what you need to do. And the Jumbos have really shown up in that department on defense.
Now Costa set back once again for the Bobcats. To his left, that'll be Capo. Set out wide. Got a couple of receivers led by Sean Bryant. Now Costa. And Nenadovic breaks free into the backfield. Still looking downfield, Nenadovic on this broken play. Looking downfield and knocked away by the Jumbos secondary. Looked to be a coverage sack. Nenadovic in pursuit of Costa the whole way through.
He changed the complexion of that play. Breaking free, forcing Costa outside of the pocket. We have a replay right here. Look at Nenadovic. He forces him out. Then, immediately, great turnaround. Costa's trying to make a play going back the other way. There's nothing he can do here. That constant pressure, this ball's in the air. That's a risky throw. He's lucky it went incomplete. And a great stand by the Tufts defense.
Absolutely. And we saw Nenadovic break right through Cameron Winslow, who's done a great job all game of containing Nenadovic. But now, Archie Green Jr. on for the punt. That one off his foot. This one long, Andre Smith. He's got it. Looking to make something happen. He's got it. He's got some field in front of him. He's got a couple of men to beat, but finally wrapped up by Bates. Andre Smith fired up to set the Jumbos in pretty good field position once again.
He's been an absolute game changer on special teams today. That's his third return of a sizable amount of yards. That gets him right into field position right there as we have a replay coming up. He makes a fantastic move at the start of this, breaks free. Midfield makes another move. Good blocking by the Jumbos upfield. He's making men miss left and right. Finally brought down. He has been one of the most dynamic players for the Jumbos today, setting them up with good field position multiple times. They haven't always been able to convert, but with only 7 minutes left, about a 2-minute possession right there for Bates, they do have time to score right now, get back in this game.
Now Tyler Johnson to the right of Michael Berluti. Jumbos find themselves still down 2 scores. Berluti fakes to Johnson. Set back. Looks deep. Has Campo wide open, but just over his head. Paul Campo trying to go up and make a one-handed grab, but Berluti throwing it just too high.
Looked right there as there might have been a blown coverage or just a cover 2 beater right there. 2 safeties deep, wide open in between them, but he overthrows him. Here's the replay on that. Berluti sees it. He thinks he has him. That man is wide open, but he just overthrows him a little bit. That's the type of plays you really can't miss in a game like this, down by 2 scores.
Now Berluti back behind center. Takes the snap. Throws it out to wide to Jackson Butler, who corrals it.
That play has been consistent all game. We've seen it before. That's probably the 6th or 7th time they've run that out route, and Berluti's been spot on each one. But coming off such a disappointing play before, a way to get the momentum back.
That's Jackson Butler's 6th catch of the day. It'll be 5 to go here for Berluti and this Jumbo offense. Tyler Johnson to Berluti's left. He takes the snap. Berluti now looking downfield. Looking there for Cade Moore, but Moore unable to bring it in. Looks like the Jumbos are going to go for it here, though, on 4th and 6. Still down by 2 scores, 7:02 to go in the game.
And that was a great play on the ball by the defense right there. That ball hit him in the hands, but strong hands by the defense to knock it out. Bringing up maybe the biggest play of this game, 4th and 6. The Jumbos have had good field position time and time again, but have been unable to convert. This is the moment they need it the most.
And Josh Merriweather, the big tight end, in for this crucial 4th down play. Make or break here for the Jumbos. Berluti takes the snap. Plenty of time. Looking to make something happen. Finds Merriweather over the middle of the field and knocked away by number 4, Anthony Costa of the Bates Bobcats, and another crucial 4th down stop.
Costa really made a fantastic play on that ball. He followed the eyes of the quarterback, Berluti. He saw where he was going to throw, and he drove on that. Berluti put a good ball on his man. It hit him in the hands. but driving on that ball, hitting him right as the ball got there, it's very hard to hold on to that. Great stand by the Bates defense and a very disappointing turn of events for the Jumbos.
Absolutely. The Jumbos 0 of 2 on 4th down today. 2 turnovers on down, certainly tough. Now 6:55 left to go in the game. Jumbos need a quick stop. Costa behind the line to throw. Finds his man out wide. That's Bolden.
Surprised they're throwing on first down here with a 9-point lead, but that really acts as the short pass acts as a run right there. See if they get more conservative going forward, or they're going to continue to let it throw because they know the Jumbo D-line can stop their run game.
And Caleb Bolden, a weapon in the running and passing game. They opt to go to him, but a tackle for a loss for the Jumbos. They force him out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Bates Bobcats. 6:30 left to go. The clock will run, and Costa takes a snap. Another pass. Looking downfield, trying to do it with his legs, and he's knocked down hard. Well done by the Jumbos. That's number 58 for Tufts. Shane Reiner on the tackle. Well done by the Jumbos. Once again, it'll be 3rd and 12.
And you can look at the replay here. He has his eyes upfield. He's looking, but he commits to the run. Slides the last second. I think he wanted a late hit there, but that's a clean hit going down. Short gain. Now we're back to another 3rd down. Maybe the last chance for the Tufts defense to really get a stop and give the offense one final chance to get them within 1 score.
Now 3rd and 14 for Bates. Costa looking to make something happen for the Bobcats, trying to hold on to that lead. He drops back. Jumbos have some pressure. Pocket falls apart. Costa rolling out to his weak side, looking downfield, and a great, looked like a catch there on the sideline, but that ball pops out. No catch. It'll stop the clock. And 4th and 14 on the Bobcat 29. They'll send out the punting unit, and the Jumbos will have another chance here.
It feels like we've heard this story before.
Absolutely. And Jared, what do the Jumbos need to do when they get this ball back to put some points on the board? We've seen them struggle to do that a couple of times here in the second half.
I think with 5.5 minutes left, you're getting the ball back. You've had the ball with good position. You got to call your best plays right here. You need your real man beaters going deep down the field to finally get a big play going. We saw last drive they had a chance, but they weren't able to convert.
Now this punt off the foot of Green Jr. There's Andre Smith. He'll let it bounce. Takes a pretty neutral bounce, a little bit of a Bobcats bounce. And the Jumbos will take it on their own 28. Lot of grass in front of them before that end zone.
With Smith unable to give them, the boost he's been giving them the whole game on the return, it's really on Berluti and the offense right now to really put together a string of their best plays, the plays they know are going to work. Get down the field. This, as we said it before, feels like we've heard this story. This is their real last chance. 5 minutes 20 seconds left in the game. Down 2 scores. You absolutely need to score on this possession. We know the defense can hold up against Bates. We've seen it on the past 3 possessions, but now the offense has to step up.
Now Berluti behind center once again. Johnson to his right. Billy Dunn at the bottom of the screen. Looks like single coverage. And Berluti looking for Dunn all the way. Dunn. Rather, they find their man Phil Lutz, and Phil Lutz able to bring that gain over midfield, runs out of bounds. 5:10 left to go in the game.
You could tell he was looking for Dunn. His eyes were deep down the field, but that never developed. Good on Berluti to take a step back, look closer. He had a wide open man on the sideline, and he hit him in stride. That's the type of play you needed to start that drive off.
Absolutely, and Dunn clearing out that linebacker, doing a really good job, giving open space for Lutz to come through. Berluti now takes the snap, fakes to Johnson, looks downfield, hits as he throws, looks for Dunn. Ooh, and Billy Dunn almost able to take that out of the hands of Muhammad Koulibaly.
Good play from Dunn there. Sometimes as an offensive player, you need to play defense. That ball was in the hands of the defender Koulibaly, but Dunn comes back and knocks it out like he's playing cornerback. Good skills on the ball to prevent what could have been a game-ending turnover right there.
Absolutely, and Berluti now set back. Dunn out for this play. We've got Paul Campo at the bottom of the screen. Jumbo's 4 receivers set out wide. Johnson to Berluti's right. Berluti looks to Johnson. He's got a couple of men to beat. Gets it out for a gain of about 7. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Jumbos. The clock will run, though. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left to play.
Good chunk of yards right there, but we've seen the Jumbos struggle on 3rd down. I would look to see a trick play coming up anytime soon. They really need to get to the end zone.
Berluti.
That's not going to work.
Well over the head of Butler. The Jumbos will have another 4th down. They're 0 of 2 so far.
Really, these 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts have just been so hard to convert for a Jumbo team that struggled to run the ball today. This is the play of the game right here. 4th down, 4 yards to go for the first. Can Berluti lead the offense down the field? One final try.
Set out wide is Jackson Butler and Phil Lutz. Top of the screen, you have Billy Dunn.
Flag.
And a false start
Wow.
from the Jumbos sets you back to 4th and 9. Not what you want to see there. They blow that play dead.
It's really been on big plays like that. The Jumbos have been unable to really do what they needed to do. We saw earlier on the huge 30-yard game by Berluti, called back on a hold. Now on the biggest 4th down of the game, a false start. These are mistakes you can't be making, and it's going to make this conversion a lot more difficult.
Now 4th and 9 for Michael Berluti. The 6'1", 165 true freshman. Berluti from Westwood, Massachusetts. He takes the snap. A lot of pressure. Berluti looks downfield.
There's no one
and
there.
There's no one home. It'll be a turnover on downs, and the Bates Bobcats will take possession at around midfield with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left to go.
Bates really brought their best pressure of the night on the most important play of the night. They got in his face. They made him roll out. There was nobody open downfield. He did his best, but props to the Bates defense for bringing maybe their best pressure of the night on what was a very important 4th down.
The Bobcat offense will set up once again, as the Jumbo offense struggled. Not able to move the chains.
Both teams looking to avoid dropping to 0-4 here.
Now Costa. Capo in motion. Costa will take it himself. Still on his feet, and he'll slide at the 13.
And that's their running game right there. They don't always need to hand it off to the running backs, but in a situation where you're trying to kill the clock and keep it on the ground, an easy quarterback draw, that's a way to gain some yards and keep the clock running.
Bobcats now at the Jumbo 40. Looking to run out this clock. Just under 4 minutes to go. Costa. Set back to take the snap, running that play clock down as much as he can. He's got it. Hands it off to Bolden. Runs right through the tackles, but he's brought down by the Jumbos. That'll be Shane, Matty Drouillard on the tackle.
And a timeout here. We're down to that part of the game. The clock is running. Timeout, only 2 more left for Tufts. It's the last stand chance here. If they can get a quick stop, it's possible they can get the ball back, but it's long odds for the Jumbos right now for a comeback from a 2-score game.
And you're right, Jared. The Jumbos need everything and a miracle to be able to pull off this win. The Bobcats lead by 9 here with 3:30 left to go. Jumbo defense needs a stop.
And simply put, the Jumbos were hurt by injuries coming into this game, missing their first 2 string quarterbacks, their senior captain running back Mike Pedrini, and their number 1 target at wide receiver, O.J. Armstrong. It's been a valiant effort. You have to wonder if those players were playing, would the game be different? But as we know, they aren't playing, and the Tufts Jumbos are down 9 points.
Absolutely, and you're missing your senior captain tight end, Will Candianis, as well. We haven't seen the Jumbos use Merriweather all that much. Certainly have to be missing Candianis. John Andre, their returner, also out, as Costa takes the snap himself. He'll run right out of bounds, though.
That's what Tufts defense wants. Force him to the sideline. And, of course, having that dynamic tight end that you can rely on can be such a vital part of the offense, and the Tufts offense has just been without that, not just this week, but in weeks past. Merriweather flashed last week when he caught that amazing one-hand touchdown, but we haven't been able to see it this week, and that takes away a dimension from an offense that really hasn't been able to run the ball successfully. A lot of out routes, a lot of quick throws.
And one thing you love to be seeing is the senior Cam Carty behind freshman Michael Berluti. giving him some words of encouragement, letting him know that it's a team game and you really need a team effort to win.
Yeah, it's really true. Berluti's in a tough spot as a freshman coming in and starting this week, and he's given a valiant effort. We'll see if it ends up with a miraculous win, but either way, they can be proud about how they fought.
So Brendan Costa, the senior from Westport, Massachusetts, stands at 5'11". 3:21 left to go.
3rd and 8 right here.
Some motion. He takes the snap, and he'll run it himself. See if he can turn upfield and get that first down. Looks like he'll be just short. 4th and 1 here.
And with the struggle on special teams from both sides of the struggle on special teams from both teams today, you really wonder, are they even going to send out the field goal team here on a 4th and short? Do they punt with a very short field? Do they kick a field goal? Do they go for it? A lot of questions right here with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game. If Tufts gets the ball back, can they get a very quick score? Try an onside kick? I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll see what the Bobcats decide to go with here, but keep in mind that a turnover would stop the clock, which is something the Bobcats don't want to do. Could they put some points on the board at this point in the field? I mean, you don't know how much you're going to get out of Redfern.
Some might argue might as well go for it right here, and that looks like that's what they're going to do. You have nothing to lose. You don't think you're going to make the field goal, no reason to punt. Either way, if you turn it over, it's a long field for the Jumbos to drive.
Absolutely long field. Again, you've got that true freshman quarterback, not a ton of experience with the hurry up. Costa, he takes the snap. He'll run it himself. It looks like he's got that first down, and he does. He'll move the chains.
That's the 3rd time they've run that play on this possession, and all 3 have gained chunk yards for the Bobcats. The Tufts defense did a great job for a lot of this game, but they're being worn down now. Their offense's inability to stay on the field has really, made them stay on for too long stretches of possession, and it's not looking great right now.
And Brendan Costa has really done everything to wear down this Tufts defense. He's 226 yards passing, along with 2 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions, have helped this Bates team maintain their 19-10 lead. However, it's been Costa on the ground that has really killed the Jumbos. 16 attempts for 112 yards.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. He on the ground, or really the air coming into this game. But he's been able to find lanes. Their play calling has been good, especially to the left side of the field. Costa has had wide running lanes, including on the touchdown earlier, and that's really was the key to what looks like will be a Bobcats victory.
Costa back behind center. Really, he's done everything in this game to try and win it for the Bobcats. He's got a chance here to do that. Costa's been with this program for 4 years now, served as the backup for a while, and now finally getting a chance to lead his team to victory. And
you can see the difference between the freshman quarterback and the senior quarterback. Experience matters, and it paid off in this game.
Costa takes a snap. He hands it off, trying to push that pile. And his man, Garrett Evans, but unable to do so. Looks like a tackle for a loss of 1. That'll bring Garrett Evans' total for the game to 2 carries and 0 yards. But what's really interesting here is you take a look at the rushing statistics for the Bobcats, and you look at Costa, who's 17 for 114, and then you take a look at everyone else. Everyone else is certainly having a rough go with it.
Absolutely. It's been all Costa on the ground, and we knew that coming into this game. He wasn't successful, but he was more successful than the rest of the running backs on this team, and they let him beat them. Flag on the field right there. Someone might have jumped off sides.
Looks like the Jumbos got a little jumpy.
Yeah, coming into this game, Costa has had quadruple the carries of any other running back on this team. That pattern continued. The second leading running back today, Bolden, 8 carries, 12 yards, pretty consistent with the rest of his year. You needed to stop Costa from beating you, and they were unable to do that.
And the Jumbos jump off sides. Certainly a rough penalty at this stage in the game.
And when you look at the stats, Berluti threw the ball 50 times today. That's a number NFL quarterbacks rarely look at. They trusted in him, and he was able to put up some numbers, 300 yards to the air, but when it really came down to possessions that mattered, and 3rd and short and 4th and short, they were unable to convert.
Jumbos also didn't do an incredible job running the football. Tyler Johnson,
15 carries for 14 yards, under a yard a carry. That's never going to be a winning formula. As we said at the start of the game, one of the keys to winning was going to be establishing the run early, and it just never got done.
Now Costa, he's got it. Runs out of bounds, tries to stay in.
Even with this 9-point lead, they are not running the ball with their running backs, keeping it in Costa's hand on almost any play.
Right, and if you're Costa at this point in the game, the most important thing has to be keeping that ball in your hands, making sure not to fumble, and give the Jumbos a chance for a miracle.
I also just think you want to keep your quarterback out of harm's way, continually giving him the ball in these designed.
It'll be 3rd and 8.
4th and 8, excuse me. But with no Tufts timeouts left and only a minute to go, this game should be wrapping up.
Looks like Bates will bring this one all the way down and then use a timeout, kick a field goal, extend their lead for garbage time purposes. Of course, there's no better practice than in the game itself, so they'll give the kicking unit a try.
Special team struggles they've been a trend in most Tufts games this year, this week included, on both sides, both teams. So we'll see right now if that can change.
And on this windy day in Medford, with just 32 seconds left to go, it looks like the Bates Bobcats will take this one from the Jumbos on their home turf. The Jumbos will remain winless, and the Bobcats move to 1-3 on their season.
Really a disappointing day for the Jumbos. Even down some key players, they really thought they had a chance to come in here, come in their home stadium, and pull out a win. It didn't work out. Yeah, they fought hard. We saw that, both sides of the ball, especially the energy on the defense. We saw them fight. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. They really got to go. They're going to work on converting those 3rd downs, those 4th downs, those big plays. They just weren't able to get those. And, of course, we saw on the 1-yard line the ill-fated, trickery, trying to toss the ball instead of just pounding it in. And that may have been the biggest play of the game when we look back at it.
Absolutely. It certainly turned the tides. Bobcats will come out with their offense, though. So we'll see if they try to just get a last 1st down. Nenadovic shifting at the line. Bates, Costa, he's got it. They're going to throw. Costa looking deep to the end zone. And that's caught for a Bates touchdown. Number 81, Sean Bryant, catching the touchdown for the Bobcats. And they extend their lead to 25-10 with 25 seconds left to go.
And look at the replay right here. The quarterback, Costa, drops back. The defense is just not prepared for a pass like that. It's deep, and that's a one-on-one corner out. Those are so hard to defend. There's so much space to go to the end zone. Dropped it right where it needed to be. We've seen that play run before, and it worked. Up 9 with 30 seconds left. It's a bold call. Not sure the Tufts defense or the Tufts players are going to like that one. But on a 4th down, it is what it is. Puts it up to 25-10. Bates.
On for the extra point was Redfern. That one up and good for him.
And that score really makes this game look a lot more lopsided than it was, in my opinion. It was a close one. It was hard fought. The final score is not going to reflect that. 26-10, a last-second score by the Bates Bobcats.
Certainly close, very hard fought. But to be honest with you, Jared, the Bobcats looked stronger than the Jumbos today. They certainly looked stronger, certainly looked more experienced. And the Jumbos have to take a hard look in the mirror after a game like this where you have a golden opportunity on your home turf.
Yeah.
And try to figure out what went wrong.
You never want to be 0-4. And coming into this week, we saw them play really well against a team that was a lot better than them in past weeks. We saw them play up to their competition. And this week, coming off of that, we really thought they had a chance. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out. They were beat on both sides of the ball, and they were unable to convert when they needed to. And they're gonna practice this week, and they're gonna come back next week and try to work on all those things.
And sometimes it's losses like this that transform your program, right?
Yeah.
These guys look at each other. They're looking for accountability. These guys look at each other and they're looking for hard work and effort so that these things don't happen once again.
And with Berluti, the freshman at quarterback, we'll probably see him again next week. This is a huge learning. This is as a freshman to come in and play right away. It doesn't always happen. We should see him next week, and if we continue to see growth week to week, yeah, maybe this is a turning point for the Tufts program.
And something that you need, I'm sure Coach Savetti will have some wise things to say to his Jumbo team after this one. Looks like Berluti will come out and take a knee as the Jumbos will concede this one to the Bobcats. Score 26-10 in favor of Bates. They come to Medford and take this one out of the hands of the Jumbos. Maybe Berluti will have one more short drive. Again, only 24 seconds left.
Yeah, it might be Hail Mary time right here.
Here's Berluti. Looking short. There's Dunn. Jumbo's playing a little backyard football.
And it's picked
up. And a fumble recovered by the Bobcats. And the backyard football bites the Jumbos in the butt. And Owen Straley recovers that fumble for another 6 points for the Bobcats. 14 seconds left to go, and it's certainly looking bad. Here's a replay.
They're trying to run a little hook and ladder, get the ball to the receiver, and then pitch it back, but he never really has control. And a huge hit. Make sure he's not holding on to that. Easy house call for the Bates defense, and they are excited. They turned this one into a blowout very quickly, scoring twice in the last minute of the game. 32-10 now. Really not looking good for the Tufts Jumbos against a team that came into this game 0-3 and struggled to really produce.
And the Jumbos getting a little too creative with it there.
Yeah, that was really unnecessary. They could have knelt the ball, ended the game, wanted to play some backyard football, and it came back and it bit them.
Redfern up and good with the extra point, so we'll do the kick once again, see what the Jumbos have to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, they have no one to blame but themselves on that score. It was an unnecessary play call, and this game's going to continue to go. Now I wonder, will they just bring it out and kneel it? It would make sense for the Jumbos to want to get out of this game as soon as possible.
3:47 left to go. Rather, the time is 3:47. This game started at 1 o'clock. So 2 hours and 45 minutes the Jumbos have been on this field. Of course, taking a 20-minute break for halftime. But 14 seconds left to go in the game. The Bobcats have extended this one, 33-10 your score. Archie Green Jr. will be out for the kick. Looks like they'll squib it once again, so the Jumbos can't return.
Yeah, we'll see right here. I wouldn't expect much of a return. It might be another squib kick. We've seen Bates look for that multiple times in this game, and then the Jumbos will likely kneel it down to end it. It is a squib.
There's the squib, recovered by the Jumbos.
Trying to make a play.
And wrapped up there. That was Josh Fallenwider trying to make a play for Tufts. But wrapped up by the Bobcats. 7 seconds left to go. I'm sure Coach Savetti has a Hail Mary drawn up, trying to let Berluti sling it to the end zone.
We'll see right here. After last possession, they may just want to kneel it down, but with a closer possession to the end zone right here, they could always take another shot. They're not in victory formation, or in this case, losing formation. So we'll see if they take another shot to the end zone, and this time, hopefully, it doesn't end in a Bates touchdown.
Berluti takes the snap. Looking for something. One man in pursuit, looks for Billy Dunn.
That's going to be the game.
And that'll be the end of this one. The Bates Bobcats have taken this one from the Tufts Jumbos. 33-10 here at the Ellis Oval. And Bates exits 1-3. The Jumbos drop to 0-4.
Yep, they'll look to bounce back next week. Only a couple games left in the season at 0-4. They're really going to need to take a look themselves, step up, and try to not end the season without a victory.
Could be a turning point here for the Jumbos with this program. Again, 0-4 this season is mostly lost. But after losses like this, you certainly look to the guy on your right and you look to the guy on your left and you say to each other, let's get better together. I'm sure it'll improve the team culture. They'll take a hard look at themselves. They'll get back to work in the weight room and on the practice field. But the Jumbos take a tough loss here, 33-10 here at the Ellis Oval. From all of us here at Tufts JumboCast, it was Henry Stahl directing, Jared Cohen on the color commentary. I'm Sam Brittle with the play-by-play. Thanks for watching, and please stay home safely.